Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Adobe Live. My name is Emily Poulin, and with me in studio today, amazing New York-based photographer Brandon Wolfel.
Hey guys.
Excited to have you back.
Yes, I'm very excited.
We have a lot in store today. You have a very exciting workflow jumping all across Creative Cloud apps, and you're going to be demoing a new feature today, which I actually have a blog post pulled up for. So I do want to jump into that, and then we can mosey on over to your screen.
Sounds amazing.
Amazing. So really exciting, launched just last week on the 10th. Agentic AI is now in Photoshop web and mobile. And so this is a little blog post. We will get a link in the chat, hopefully, if you want to dig in a little bit more about what's possible with Agentic AI using different kinds of prompts and features. So Brandon's going to show this in a demo, but I did want to let you know what you're in for today. We also have a lot of other new features and demos throughout the stream today. So if you're locked in, stay there. And you are just, in for a lot of really good content. So exciting stuff, and now we can jump on over to you.
Sounds good. So my name is Brandon. I am a New York-based photographer, like Emily said here. A little bit about my work. I love creative portraiture. I work a lot with my friends, which is really cool, that also happen to be gorgeous people to model in front of the camera, which helps a lot. But I love doing, I've kind of amounted to more in-studio stuff recently. So I love working with continuous light and sort of building sets. And I don't work with a huge team. It's kind of just me and a few of my friends that are also within sort of the industry. So kind of what you see here is a good parameter of what my work looks like. I love working with different props as well. So I try to, recently I've been into fabrics. I feel like that's been a fun new sort of intro to getting into more set building. I feel like a lot of my Instagram Explore page has been a lot of really cool sets that I'm sure are built by giant teams, but I'm I can try, to build my own. But today we're going to get into a recent shoot that's actually here on my Instagram, and it's a kind of client-based social shoot around a Nikon camera. And this is sort of how the final deliverables looked. So we have this end result photo in this really cool studio. So I'm kind of calling this shoot this sort of old Hollywood, sort of cinematic type of feel. And we're gonna break down how exactly this shoot came to be. So here's just a quick little behind the scenes of that. And the person in the imagery is actually my partner, so it makes it a whole lot easier to be able to kind of come up with something like this when you're, working with people that, and you love. I feel like I love working with friends of mine and people who I connect with and connect with me. I feel like it makes just the whole process so much smoother when you're able to just be able to direct in a way that you don't feel. Sometimes directing can not come off offensive, but maybe in just a way where you don't always feel confident enough to tell someone what to do. And so for me, I love working with people that I know that I can be let's move your arm back, let's tilt your face. I just feel more confident. But we're gonna get into a few of the mood boards that I created for this shoot, and these are actually just done in Adobe Express in quite literally seconds, because Express, there's templates. So I kind of came up with a few different ones to show you guys, just kind of around different ways you can, I guess, approach a mood board. So with this one specifically, it feels very much focusing in on more of a color story, I guess. So focusing in on really cinematic reds and hues of reds that don't feel super, I feel like this top one feels very bright and saturated, but kind of toning it down with different gradients and again, more cinematic reds in a way. This mood board kind of focuses more on the overall feel and focuses on that fabric and kind of showing that the fabric's going to be a really key point in the content and the photos we're going to capture during this shoot. And even something like this, I feel like to just deliver to a client, having a really cute text that kind of shows what you're kind of working on is super helpful. And with Express, you don't have to physically do any of this. I didn't change this. I just had it as is. I think I just searched mood board and these came up, and I just plugged in the photos that I was referencing.
That's great.
Yeah. And then this one is another one, just kind of bringing in some more inspo images for what I was specifically looking for. And then lastly, this one just showing kind of the camera that I was using for this shoot and some of the lighting and kind of the titling about this sort of like old Hollywood sort of photo shoot that I wanted to kind of dive into. Now we're gonna move into boards. So I kind of, I do love Express, and I feel like it's so great and simple and fast. But I've recently kind of been introduced to boards, which has been game changing because I think within my process, getting prepared for a shoot is like so necessary now. I feel like I want to do as much preparation as I can from, you know, the lighting, what camera I'm using, what lenses I'm using, and also bringing a client into that world about the color story and the location, and just having them in the know, I feel like brings in this level of confidence within them, so that they feel good about kind of gifting me this sort of opportunity in a way, because a lot of my shoots are just kind of done by myself. If I'm shooting for a new product that's maybe not out, maybe the team has to be there, but a majority of my shoots are quite literally just me and the people that I'm bringing on, and the client's not physically there. So again, having that level of comfort that they feel confident within me to capture what they need is kind of crucial. And I feel like boards is a really good way to sort of give them all aspects of what you're kind of diving into, and also how you can also share it in a way where the people that are on set with you also know.
Yeah.
Because I feel like for me, I know what's going on up here, but not everyone does.
Right,
You know,
right.
they can't tell, like I can explain to someone, but visualizing it and showing someone, and also the sharing capabilities of boards where you can collaborate, I feel like is super helpful. So let's dive right into
I know, I'm
boards.
itching to see
I know,
it. That
I'm like,
you really gave the description.
So
sorry.
there's a lot happening here. What were you gonna say?
I just want to say hi to chat really fast. I
Yeah.
see Cody Bear and Sean hanging out in chat. We have some love for the old Hollywood feel. We're glad that you guys are hanging out with us. And back to you with boards.
Yeah, awesome. But yeah, finally diving into boards now that kind of I built it up.
I'm excited.
But here are just a few of the Express templates. So I feel like these are still really helpful to the shoot, and I wanted to include them. I feel like they each kind of cover different things, from, again, the color story to gear to lighting to some inspo images. So I definitely wanted to still include those. But moving on over to sort of the concept and the shot list. So the sort of overall feel for this shoot was around 3 different lighting tips that really have changed my workflow.
Cool.
And so the description is just a carousel or reel that will walk through these lighting tips. And the lighting tips are around lighting the foreground and background separately. This just helps kind of your lighting not feel flat and add a lot of depth. Also thinking about color and mood, so how sort of warm tones give a really sort of intimate feel to an image, where cooler tones feel maybe a little bit moodier, and that's also totally up to like your eye. You could think the opposite. That's just kind of what I was going for here. And then also creative picture controls, which are something within Nikon cameras where you can sort of add your own filter, I guess, while you're shooting. And then kind of the delivery date, and just around how these tips will be shown visually with what I'm doing on set. And so this was the location that I booked. It's just a studio nearby my own apartment. I like to I bring in a lot of gear to shoots, even though a lot of studios do have gear there. But I feel like I just like bringing my own stuff. I feel a little bit more confident with the lighting that I already know. So just including sort of the timing and the location. We also have the kind of gear and lighting and checklist that I will be bringing with me. I bring a lot on my shoots, and this is all lighting and equipment that I already have in sort of my back pocket at home. And so I will bring these sort of like giant hulking bags that have wheels and be able to kind of transport this stuff to the studio. And so this is just a checklist because I feel like on the day of a shoot, I'm very hectic. My brain is all over the place. So being able to have this checklist is like crucial. I do this when I like travel too, because I feel like morning of a flight, you're like, what am I doing? I forgot my ID, I forgot my passport. And that's how I relate it to like shoots as well. And so because I like to prep a lot for a shoot, I will sort of create this list days to weeks before the shoot whether or not I have the timing around, or whether I'm in the know for a shoot. I also have the outfit that I'm bringing just to make sure that is covered as well. And because I was shooting my partner, these are a mix of mine and like his clothes. I feel like usually I will like source clothes or a stylist that brings in new clothes that aren't touched, but we share clothes. Like these are some of my pieces that I really feel like I do sort of have a fun eye for styling. I kind of know what I like, especially within like menswear. I think because like I'm a guy, I have this sort of idea of what I want it to look like. And so I just kind of pulled these together. And what's fun is within boards, you can simply remove the background to an image. That's what I did with these, just to give it a sort of cleaner, sleek aesthetic, especially if you're sharing it to a client. So I just click the image and then press remove background. And what's also really fun about boards is obviously you can play around with the arrangements. And that's what I love so much about it, I think, because within mood boards and stuff, you're not always just, you're not sharing this maybe out to social. So it doesn't really necessarily matter as much how pretty it looks in a way, but I feel like boards does a good job at being able to just make it pretty for you without being at super high effort. So you can change around. I always go for like mosaic. I feel like it just creates this like insanely really nice concrete sort of look. Moving on to the props. So the space actually had this curtain already.
Oh, really? That's nice.
Yeah. And when you're booking a location, especially with the way that I sort of go around it, I use Peerspace, and you can see reviews, you can see what lighting they have, so you can kind of have this idea of what they have for you. And so they already had this curtain, I didn't have to bring it. A little idea about the color story, just leaning into those reds and blacks and everything in between. We have some of just keywords for like inspiration, so cinematic, moody, theatrical almost, and leaning into this really nice spotlight effect and being able to also be in control of the spotlight and the temperature of the lighting, because part of the deliverable was around the temperature and the color, so I wanted to be able to be in control. And then we have some behind the scenes, so I'm gonna just play that for you. So this was a little bit around the changing from warmer to cooler temperature, and then we can dive into the actual like deliverable itself. And this won't have audio, but you can see some of the captions start to play if you wanted to follow along around what the final sort of deliverable reel was. And it's funny because I'm not a videographer, I'm definitely more of a photographer, but again, it was just me and Evan here on this date, no one else. So we came up with this with just two people, just to kind of preempt that. So I had a tripod going. I had Evan help me a little bit. I wouldn't normally ask for a model to sort of help me, but again, I feel comfortable enough to ask here. And having a tripod here, being able to sort of keyframe out a zoom so that it feels like someone is sort of filming you.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's fun to sort of dive into video a little bit because it is a whole different ball game around what you're trying to capture, and it's definitely a lot more work. You can see he's like helping me here. I'm like very thankful for that.
Same guy.
But yeah, this was a lot of fun to put together, and it was I think it was like a 4-hour shoot or something. But we had a blast. I feel like we walked away from it, and we have shot before, but this was definitely a more all-encompassing shoot where we were both very like locked in. I feel like I feel like I was running on I feel like I was just drinking coffee this day, and I was like, we're gonna get this done, and it came out really great. I was really proud of it, just for seeing the fact that it was just us two sort of surrounding that. But I also did walk away with some still shots. So these are some of the raw, these two before the color grade. So very kind of close to what you're seeing within the end result photos, but there are a lot of details that go into obviously that like color grade. So if we what I also love about boards, when you zoom in, the quality is still really like nice.
Yeah.
So you can get up in there and like it feels like that's pretty good for the amount of photos I have on this board. If we zoom out and see just everything that's happening, is that you can really get in there, and if you are collaborating with someone, I feel like they can jump in and change things and leave notes even around little details.
Right.
So here was the color grade that I kind of applied. I've been very into this like blue shadowy, or adding blues within the shadows recently, and it's very slight, but it's been something that I've been liking. And then we move on over to like that final Instagram post and sort of the insights surrounding that. So a lot of the time when I'm working on these sort of projects with clients, they want to see the insights. And so if I am sharing this sort of board with a client, because it has quite literally like everything, they can also just see that if they would like.
Yeah, that's helpful.
And I feel like it's really fun even for you guys maybe to see sort of the insights to a post like this, and sort of see how many views we generated just from the two of us creating, which is really fun, because it really, obviously it takes a lot of effort and sort of knowledge to know certain things about lighting or cameras, but it's really fun to be able to see that we've reached this many people just from the two of us creating in a studio.
What you made was incredible. Even
thanks.
if you was like a whole team of people, I'm like, could you have made a better result? Like, I think what you did is just fantastic, and I think it's even a better story of like it was just the two of us and we made this. Like, I love
feel that too. I feel like I like working with small teams, because when you share it too, it just feels like it's like we did that. You know what I mean? We also walked away with some like bonus content, is what I'm calling it, around having Evan in that same sort of outfit, but changing up the lighting and the background and sort of what we're capturing even with props. So we just have a little extra time in the studio, so I brought in this sort of fiber optic wand. And this is really fun for long exposures.
Okay.
This is not the exact one I use. You can kind of see the one I use is a little bit longer. She's kind of swirling around. I couldn't find this one on images, but they're really fun because if you're able to use a tripod and a long exposure, you can have your subjects stand really still and then sort of like run around them. So I'll play a little bit of the behind the scenes of that. And it looks like I had to cut it so I don't look absolutely insane, because I like was
a little.
he was like cracking up because I like was like whipping it around. Like I was like, I'm gonna be the one that's being blurry and you won't see me, so I'm gonna act insane and it's fine.
He said, yeehaw.
But he was like trying to keep a straight face. So these are a little bit of the settings I use. So I had my shutter at 3 seconds, which is a little bit crazy for standing still, but I feel like with tools like Photoshop and Lightroom, we can add a lot of clarity to make it seem a little bit sharper than maybe it actually was. I'll play that one more time, but I cut a lot of the scenes of me running around.
I was gonna say, you don't look that crazy.
I think we did maybe 25 takes of me doing that, maybe more actually. So you had to stay really still. But here are some of sort of those end results around that long exposure. And so with that wand, you're able to like also change the color as well. So I had it, it can shift colors as well. So you can capture that within a long 3-second exposure, which is really cool. And I don't know how he was able to stay this still for 3 seconds, and also with me like the ultimate distraction. You really have to lock in there.
He locked in. He
really
delivered.
Like you can tell. I mean, again, with a lot of help from Photoshop, there is like maybe some slight blur from just natural movement. But 3 seconds to stay super still, I feel like a camera really captures everything.
Right.
So you have to be really hold still for that.
That's so cool.
And then I also ended up posting this photo to Instagram as well.
Wow.
And it's fun to walk away with different looks. And although he's wearing the same outfit, I feel like people don't really think about that. They're not clocking that as like, oh, this is the same shoot, it's the same model, same outfit. They're really focused in on the composition and the colors. And also I love adding like a little song to my post as well. I think it just adds a little bit of this mood of what I was maybe feeling or what we were playing. We were actually playing a lot of like, I think we had like Dochi radio happening.
Perfect.
And it was so fun. I feel like if I'm not recording audio, I do love music, but I don't know about you guys in the chat, but I feel like I have to have like any music at sort of a low volume because I get like, I'm trying to like focus and it's just a lot happening.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way.
And then we also have just some of those, if you remember earlier, I was mentioning sort of picture controls and recipes. These are just things within Nikon cameras where you can apply a filter. And so we also walked away with this fun look with this sort of tinsely backdrop that also the space had, which was great.
Yeah, unexpected.
Yes, and these are actually sort of color grades that I created and then plugged into my camera that I applied on the shoot.
Okay.
So in camera, I was like seeing this color grade. And I know it looks pretty intense, but you can also tone it down. It was just sort of to show what you can do within this deliverable for what I was kind of aiming for, you know.
That's awesome.
But I wanted to dive into kind of the updates. So on Photoshop on web, we have what we're going to dive into today around the AI assistant, which is really fun. So we're using like agentic AI to be able to ask Photoshop to make changes, and instead of sort of this more destructive way of AI where it just gives you one prompt, agentic kind of, and you can correct me, but it sort of uses like its own workflow to be able to play around with what you're asking and almost like creates steps instead of it just having one singular sort of thing. So we're going to dive into that. And then we also have some updates to desktop. So the grain adjustment layer I'm very excited about. I know other photographers are very excited about that as well. And then also the clarity and dehaze adjustment layer is really fun. I'm someone who I love using like lens filters throughout my shoots and making my shoots feel very almost foggy and dreamy in a way, but it's fun to be able to know that that's with a lens filter, you're almost locked into that look. And I feel like with clarity and dehaze and it being its own adjustment layer, it's easier to access because I'm someone who definitely wants that ease, and having it in its own adjustment layer is like super fast. Yeah. And then there's the updated remove tool, and then also reference imaging. So we could dive into Photoshop now on desktop to show you guys sort of how I went about editing this shoot. And so I always start in Camera Raw, and something I always do is select all of my images, and then I go over to, let's see, we're gonna go over to masks, and we're gonna select just a subject mask. I feel like this just helps if I want to do anything within masking in Camera Raw, and it's just nice to be able to do it all at once. And also when it's doing this, it's going into each image and selecting its own unique mask. So you can see it's not just creating, even though I selected everything, it's not just selecting that same mask from the first photo. It's like every mask is unique, and we can do this for the background. You know, we can go in here, select landscape, objects. We can really be picky with what we want, which I love. And then from here, I always go in with a little bit of like denoise. This just helps because when I'm shooting now with the Photoshop and Adobe products being so advanced in the way that they use denoising, I kind of don't even pay attention to, obviously I'm caring about my camera settings, I'm a photographer, but I don't care as much when my ISO is super high and creates this grain, because I know that I'm gonna kind of use this step anyways in my process to denoise it because it's so easy. It just depends on how grainy maybe the image actually is, to where I sort of will increase or decrease that sort of denoising across the imagery. So it always takes a second. If I'm editing even more images, it does take a bit, but you just know because of that, it's really like going in and like doing exactly sort of what it needs to do. And so we'll just give this a second. If it takes a little bit more, we can skip this process. But I feel like I just love being able to keep the detail of an image and having the AI denoise keep the overall like figure. I feel like when you're using denoise, it sometimes can make skin and even the person feel a little, it almost looks a little bit AI, but with this it doesn't, because I kind of turned down the levels to make it seem still real. We're just gonna stop this because it's taking just a minute, and I want to get to the color grading. But we're gonna go in, and I always just play around. I'm gonna use my little Wacom tablet here, and I always just go into each of the sliders and play around. I'm someone also where I need my screen brightness to be at max.
That's reasonable.
Capacity.
If you're doing exposure and brightness, it makes sense.
Yeah, I need to see like exactly what we're working with. So I'm kind of just, I always also zoom in and out. I feel like
Smart.
a lot of painters will kind of rotate their canvas or step back at what they're looking at. And for me, I feel like I almost do the same with just the way that I'm kind of zooming in and out. It just feels like a more digital approach, I guess, to it. So we're gonna go into color and kind of decrease the temperature and play with the tints. And then because we kind of skip the AI denoise, we can use a little bit of, we can add a little bit of grain and play around with the effects here a little bit, but I want to get into this a little bit more within actual Photoshop. So I'm just gonna kind of quickly play around with these just a bit. With these ones, I feel like it would be very important to add that clarity because of that slight blur. I always skip curves because I want to kind of play with my color grading a little bit later on in the sort of program. And so I kind of go into here and play around with the highlights. I love this panel just for adding a little bit more of like a stylized effect. I've been liking like greens within skin tones recently, which is a little bit interesting. But I kind of will do this at sort of like a mid-level sort of capacity here, and then play around with the color. And I'm very sort of picky. I just sort of bop around like this until I feel like I find something.
I like that. Yeah, you're not just like sliding very slowly to one point.
No.
You're like, let me see the range and then decide where I want. I think that's really smart.
Yeah, I like I like just do this, so I just keep going back and forth like crazy. We're gonna move on over to the midtones really quick. Play around a little bit with this. And because we have a lot of warm tones happening, I feel like it helps to bring, you know, I always think about complementary colors. So if we're working a lot with those sort of red tones, I want to actually bring in those greens because that is a complement of red. So it makes sense that I'm leaning towards green. It just feels weird to say that I want to add green, you know? We're going to tone that down a little bit, and then we're going to move to shadows. And like I said, I've been loving this sort of like blue vibe in my shadows. I don't know what it is. I think I'm just inspired by other creatives and photographers that I follow, and have been seeing this sort of choice being made. And I feel like that's what's really fun about photography, is you can see something but not really know why you're doing it, but you're kind of unknowing, or unconsciously, I guess, discovering these things that you like, and there doesn't have to be a reason why. You can kind of just go for it. And then I'm gonna bop back because the highlights are seeming a little bit low. Again, this is just kind of how I start out my color grading process. I really just bop around like this. This is where, I guess it did end up denoising this photo because it was like kind of,
the first one.
Yeah, the first few. So we can kind of zoom in and see what it's doing here. So if we boost it up or keep it kind of lower, we can see some of that detail kind of come through. And the grain here is not terrible. I feel like I tried to light this photo as best as I can. So I usually have my denoising slider around like 15 to 20. I feel like that keeps a good sort of baseline where it feels still natural. Luminance is something I used to use when AI denoise wasn't a thing, and I would just like shoot at night, super high ISO, and then boost my luminance like up here, and it would literally do this where it creates this painterly effect.
Wow.
And people were always sort of asking how I was shooting at night, and this was like the key in that process, was just boosting my luminance to create this no noise look almost. And now I feel like with AI denoise, there's so much more detail that is allowed within it. So we're just gonna put that down a little bit, and then maybe now every time also when you play with a tool like that where I just increase the luminance, now it feels a little bit more grainy. So I'm gonna go back in and like, and I think that's just what it comes down to with color grading, is you're always gonna be like comparing and contrasting, and I always think it helps to also go back to like the before to see what we did.
Wow.
And it feels like when you're staring at an image, you get so locked into what you've done that you don't realize how much you actually accomplished with it. So I always do like to sort of bring in the before to see how we can kind of almost keep that sort of originality from what I shot, because I was obviously enjoying it in that moment, and I want to keep some of that original color and exposure to it. So I'm just going back in and playing a little bit with the contrast. We're gonna go on over to calibration. This is something I like to play with, and we're just gonna go in with some of those sort of magenta tones to combat some of the green coming through to the skin tone. And then go in and just, I feel like a lot about photography is playing around with skin tones and making sure the skin tones feel how you exactly want them to. Playing around here too. I don't play too much with saturation unless an image really, really needs it. And so I feel like, I don't know where I heard, someone like told me that once, and I feel like it's just stuck, where it was like, don't play with the saturation. And I was like, okay, that's interesting. Sometimes images really do need it, and I'm not like, I don't fear the saturation button.
I'll make an exception.
But it's just something to note. We can go in here.
Interesting.
And we can copy this, and we can paste it to all of our other images here. And what's really fun is that because these were shot with very similar sort of settings and everything, it feels pretty nice and similar to what we would want to do. Obviously, this needs like a crop that I kind of do that later on when I'm in Photoshop. This image feels a little bit too cool. I feel like because I was trying to show the difference from the cool to warm tone. So I would kind of just go in there, and to match the other temperatures, I would just kind of go in there and change it. And it's literally just as easy as that. But we can go in here. Maybe we will try to denoise. Oh, I think it did its job. Okay, maybe it's still going.
It's following up.
But it did something. I think it did like half the work there before I quit, which is good to know that it actually saves that information. But these images, I feel like they need a little bit, maybe more. I was gonna say they maybe might need a little bit more denoising, but actually I had the 3-second exposure happening, so I feel like it was actually letting in a lot of that same sort of, or the light as well. So it was able to kind of not create so much noise. But sometimes within Camera Raw, I will actually open up not two sort of different shoots and compositions happening here, but I think for this instance, just to show you guys, like, I feel like it's totally fine. And also I think it's fun to be able to sort of compare and contrast colors from this sort of like magenta-y blue tone to the red that's happening. I feel like having that sort of difference helps a lot with just calibrating your eye in a way. It almost feels like that.
We do have a comment in chat in agreement with you. Sean says, yeah, never use saturation in portraits unless you want to mess up the skin tone.
I agree.
And then we also have Drew over in YouTube chat. Hello from Los Angeles. Hello from SF. Just right up the coast from you guys. Oh, it's crushing. It's almost done. 4 of 4. We're almost there.
Yes. Yeah, I feel like within this time, I always just kind of will go to another page. I'll like play around with my selects a little bit more, or kind of get an idea. Hydrate.
Do whatever you want to do.
So we're going to bring that down a little bit. And then we're gonna open up everything into Photoshop just by selecting all of our images here and opening, and this might take a second, but with Camera Raw, I have noticed also that if you don't select all of these, it'll just open either one, the one that you have selected. So it definitely is good to note that you have to select all these images before opening up, just so you are aware. Oh, I don't know what happened here. Actually, we might just we'll maybe open these ones because I just realized I didn't apply a color grade to these. So we'll focus on these sort of cinematic images. Also, because with all of the adjustments I'm adding, my computer's already starting to yell at me. I hear her. She's like purring, yeah.
We do have a hi-end chat, New View Creative Studios from Atlanta. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for tuning in. If you're just tuning in, Brandon is showing us the behind the scenes of how he edits all of his, or not all of his images,
pretty much.
His process, and then he's going to be demoing some really cool new agentic AI features as well, so you're here right in time.
Yes. So we're going to dive into a little bit around those adjustment layers and also how I kind of maneuver and expand backdrops, especially with this. I used to be very much more in tune with making sure the backdrops are expanded and I'm capturing the exact composition on set, but I think with all of these adjustments, I can rely on Photoshop and Adobe products to be able to sort of easily be able to expand things. So we're gonna unlock our layer, and I always duplicate. It's funny because I always, this is like maybe not the right thing to do, but with selections, I always just run to the patch tool. Even if
love a patch tool.
Even if it's like I should be going here, I'm not even using the patch tool. I think I just find comfort in the patch tool for some reason.
Little squiggly girl.
Yeah, I don't know. It just, my eye runs to her. So
don't blame me.
We're gonna go over here. It doesn't have to be the best selection. Like, it's fine. We're gonna select those. I'm like, don't look at that.
She works with us. It's fine.
Yeah, we're gonna go in and select generative fill, and maybe hot take, but I don't really add a prompt. I just kind of go for it because I feel like it just knows what I want.
Well, actually,
maybe a hot take.
What you're using is the generative fill with Firefly. It has a version where it's just expand, and that's when you don't prompt it. It uses Firefly fill and expand, and so it just analyzes it and does that for you. So it does not require a prompt. So you're right on with that.
Amazing,
you're not
and I
crazy
didn't know
that.
that. So thanks for letting me know and see how good of a job it truly did. Like,
wait.
That's actually insane.
Which is interesting because there is like this slight like tilt, right? Or it's almost like a slight taper, and so the fact that it just filled it in and got rid of that.
Yeah, this is like seamless, and even the other options are very slight, but it's nice to have. I might go with this, and then I think because there is that sort of skew there, we're just gonna go in with the rotate tool and make sure that those lines feel a little bit more exact. And then what we can do is expand this even more if I want to create maybe a more of like a square crop. I also think this image in specific helps because I personally, within my process in using AI tools, I don't really ever want to add like body parts or like, that's just like my preference. And so having if it's like a leg, like a pant leg that I need to expand, like that's fine.
Part of an ankle is fine.
Yeah,
but I'm not seeing the whole.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like. For me, that's just how I work.
Yeah.
But this image is really helpful because he is sort of encapsulated already in the composition, so I can just expand the background there. And so I'm just gonna go in. I'm moving away from the patch tool.
Whoa,
I'm so sorry.
Brave today.
I'm so brave. We're gonna go in. We're gonna select that. I also kind of want to go in and maybe select this little piece as well.
And we are sitting right on top of the toolbar. Is our studio manager? He's not here. All right, never mind. Do you want to move your toolbar over just a little bit?
This one?
Yeah, just so people can see. Just because I'm sitting on top of it.
Oh, so sorry. Yeah.
No. I mean, it's not your fault.
Yes, of course. And we're gonna select this part as well.
Fab. Okay, yeah. And now people can see when you do generative fill what we're clicking.
Good.
Gorge.
We're gonna select that again. I'm actually gonna combine these layers. Just personal preference. I know that the way that I work is not always correct. I think just it's the way I do it.
No such thing as correct. You can do it how you want.
Yeah. So we obviously added that, but I trust generative expand and stuff because it creates it on a different mask as well. And so combining that with this layer to be almost destructive is a little maybe controversial, but the way that I do it, I just kind of want to, like, I feel confident in what it did, and I feel like I'm okay with not ever having to go back to that. So we're gonna generate that, and like you said, it's using Firefly and expand.
We love fill and expand. And having the options, like you pointed out, it still gives you 3 options, where if you use another model, typically you only get 1 option.
Yeah.
Where this gives you 3, and usually they're all
Look how
pretty
good it did. Are
I
you
want to
kidding?
see all 3, please.
Yes, and I think it knows
great.
it did a good job because it's like it didn't do too much, you know.
It didn't do too much. I said I got it right the first time.
It is changing maybe a little bit of those corners, which we can
That's
go
actually
in.
a great catch.
And we can do that. I'm gonna use, again, I love using a tablet to get in there with my patch tool.
Today is brought to you by Patch Tool. She's our sponsor.
But you can obviously do this with a mouse. I feel like when I'm on a plane or something, like, I didn't shift, so it's capturing
shift
that.
to
Yeah,
do,
make sure.
additional selection.
Hold shift, guys. And we can do this one.
So maybe you can do one thing wrong. Okay, just one thing. You have to hold shift.
Generative expand here as well. I'm trusting it. Let's see if it's 3 for 3. Because it was doing so good.
I have faith. You got this.
Okay.
Oh.
We're good.
And we're back on. We're back. I'll give a clap for that. Into the mic.
I also feel like sometimes though when I edit at night or even in a darker lit, we're in like a studio, so it's a little bit harder to see the fine details. But sometimes when I edit in like a dark sort of basement or something like that, I feel like I can really see.
Where are you hanging out these days?
My favorite place to edit. I can really see what it's doing in the details.
Yeah.
And so right now I'm just trusting that. I mean, it did a great job, but just to note.
Yep.
Just another detail-oriented thing I'm seeing is, I think this was like, this shadow is from like my phone tripod. I'm not kidding. Like,
because it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I'm like, what's happening there? So we can just go in. And also like, I also still love like a fill. Random, like content-aware fill. I don't know why. Like sometimes I just
she works that great.
I will sort of use a mix. But let's move on over to the sort of adjustment layer so we can dive into the assistant AI. So here you can see the grain. And it's as simple as that. I feel like if you blinked, you just missed what I did. But I went on over to this adjustment layer and I just selected grain, and you can go in. We're gonna kind of zoom in so you can see the grain. I feel like I haven't retouched like skin or anything, but we can go in and add grain to it. That looks so good. I feel like it really meshes well with this sort of setup as well. Crispy, with this again, crispy is so with this old Hollywood feel.
Yeah.
And we can increase the size of the grain and the roughness. I'm someone where I feel like if the roughness is sort of too low, it almost starts to look like it has the model looking a little bit AI in itself.
I was gonna say it looks AI for some reason. That's interesting.
And I've actually run into some issues with using any grain tools because of this, where people have commented like, this looks AI, and it's like not. It's just a grain adjustment.
Weird.
So
that's interesting.
I just feel like having roughness a little bit higher, and having the size feels nice. We can head on over to clarity and dehaze.
A new slider as well.
Yes, so excited about this one. And I feel like if you go too far, it starts to blur the skin, but almost adjusts the skin in a way where it's maybe doing some retouching for me that I don't need to do.
Okay.
So we're gonna kind of keep it a little bit lower though, and then use dehaze to be able to also kind of create this really nice moody effect. That is looking so cool. I have like loving how that's looking. And if we kind of get rid of these layers, we can see kind of what we've done post camera raw. So maybe let's dive into also really quick, maybe this is what I would do for color grading, is I would like sort of duplicate and combine these layers. And then I'm someone who I love to go back into like camera raw, and I'll play around a little bit with the presets, because I do love how the presets look, and I also have a ton of my own. And also what's fun is I have a lot of presets from like my friends. Like we trade,
cool.
it's giving Pokemon cards. We like trade and
But make it art kid.
yeah, exactly. So a lot of these are some of my own, but also the names I'm like maybe ignore them because they are I'm someone who I like will label them and also these are some of my friends' labeling choices. And I feel like we're both very much just like, whatever it is.
Tuesday at 3 p.m.
I know I'm not the best at organizing, so I'll take that fault. But
which we chatted about briefly on the podcast yesterday. So if you didn't catch the episode, maybe we can get a link in the chat about, what playing into your strengths and what those are, and it doesn't have to be organization.
And it's definitely not.
Okay.
It's definitely not. But I feel like cinematic would look really cool with some of these.
Yeah.
I feel like it just goes with this sort of energy. So we're just gonna select that and just sort of, I feel like it just adds a little bit of more of that cinematic feel. Also, wait, black and white looks kind of cool.
Hold on.
But we're gonna do that in Assistant AI. So let's dive in really quick. We're gonna head on over to Photoshop on web. And I sort of preloaded, not with the expand, but I did preload an image so we can quickly dive in. But if you do save your image to your like iCloud, it also will sort of be able to kind of make sure it's capturing what you're like working with.
And when you say iCloud, you mean your creative
or
cloud.
sorry, yes.
There's a lot of clouds.
Yes.
No, it's totally okay. I just want to clarify
me.
for anyone who has questions.
Correct.
Your creative cloud.
Yes. And so Photoshop on web, which I love too, has all these fun little textures. We're going to go to Assistant AI. And again, this uses agentic AI to be able to see what's happening in the image, and it also gives you some prompts. So this one says, can you brighten the subject's clothing? Can you smooth out the red curtain? It knows. It knows what's going on. I know.
Why is it looking at it?
Can you add a spotlight effect? Which is crazy because it doesn't, I don't know if it even knows that I did that previously. Which is, I'm like, should we press it?
Yeah.
It's like
Make it
scary.
Now that you mentioned it, AI, yeah.
So we're gonna press it and see what it can do. I feel like the way I've been testing it, I've been using it in a way to, so this is telling me in the toolbar to be able to, it's kind of prompting me to kind of how to go about this. And like I was saying, I've been using it as a way to add more, I guess, simplified effects. So I'm gonna ask it to, or make this image black and white, and it'll like quite literally. That was so fast. Yeah, that was insanely fast. And what's fun is that it has these layers here to be able to play around with not kind of being concrete in the decisions that you're making together. So we can go in and like decrease the opacity a little bit and make it a little bit like fun there. We can also have like make the subject pop a little more.
What clients have been asking for years.
Yeah, and honestly, if a client comes back and you're just like, you're not annoyed, but like, you're like, I've been working on this image and like, we've gone through so many rounds. I feel like this is a good, and there we selected it. It's happening, and there it goes. So it created this mask over here to be able to play, and so we can go in and just change the effects from our request and have it on a layer where everything feels non-destructive as well. And what's fun is we can do this on mobile too. And so we're gonna dive into Photoshop on mobile. And so you can see it right over here. We can have the same image pop up, and right under here we can ask it anything we want. So maybe in the chat too, I know we only have a little bit left on time, but if you guys have any questions you want me to ask the assistant AI, we can totally do it. Do you have any requests?
Do you have any questions for my assistant?
Yeah.
I'd love to ask them for you.
No, literally. We're the client now.
That's true. Okay.
Yeah.
I did think it was interesting that it showed you how to do certain things and other things it did for you, right? Like you asked it to do a spotlight and it said, hey, I'm going to teach you how to do it yourself, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
What did it say about the curtains? It had something about the curtains.
Oh yeah. Maybe we can darken the background or something.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's try.
Let's see. Maybe let's make the...
I like they use collaborative language. Let's
do it.
Hey.
Make the background a deeper, darker red.
A wine
And let's see if
and
that...
look, an ad for itself. It's so, hey, have you heard about it? And this is available in the public beta version of Photoshop Web and Photoshop Mobile. So if you want to try this out, definitely go download it and give it a spin. And then there is also a blog post in the chat if you want to read up on a little bit more about what the capabilities are and where to find it. So it's really cool. It also is cuter on mobile. Like
it's so
anytime
cute.
they give a gradient, I say thank you, Adobe. So, and this like rainbow one too kind of reminds me of Express.
It's really
I'm always
nice.
here for that.
So you can see it too in the corner, sort of walking itself through what it's doing, which I also appreciate, which I feel like goes back to the whole agentic thing because it's taking these steps. It's not just like, here's this. It's like, we're going to select the person. We're going to make the mask for you.
So cool.
We are going to darken the background, hopefully.
And it is a lot of steps to like, make that into us following all those. I will say though that our laptops are plugged into a faster Wi-Fi than the phone is, so that could be the reason why this is taking a second. Yeah. But it looks like we did get it.
Yeah, I think so.
How do we see before and after?
So we can kind of swipe up here. And then...
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Okay. It gave all of its little steps. That was interesting.
And then we have our like tools here we can play around with. I feel like I kind of want to ask it to maybe crop it. So we can maybe say like, let's give it a square crop and see how it does that. But again, I think it's really fun to be able to kind of be able to work from your desktop and then save your PSD to the Creative Cloud and be able to bop around if you didn't finish. Because I'm definitely someone who is on the go, and I need to be working in mobile sometimes. I definitely prefer desktop, but it's sometimes necessary.
It's sometimes nice to just have that access to it. I feel like sometimes as a creative, when you are just out and about and someone's like, hey, can you send me a screenshot really quick of that file we were working on? And you're like, I don't have my laptop, or I'm not, like, I'm, out. It is really helpful to just know that, I don't know, it gives me a sense of peace that I can just pull it up on my phone and be able to access it.
Exactly. So you can like just go in and like ask it anything you want. And what's really fun too is like there's still, you can be able to play around with tools within mobile to like we're selecting the background here. So it's not just like any other mobile app where it's just like, okay, here's the photo. It's like we can actually go in and play around with the layers, and like in the corner, all these, like we can play around with just the subject, and from here like play with like the fact that it has a lasso tool like on mobile is kind of insane to me.
Is Patch Tool in there? Did she make it?
I don't know. I'm like, I don't know if it did. But maybe let's go in and select that background, and we can go in and let's see, what do we want to do? Maybe we can play around with the fill of it. We can play with the selections. Like there is so much to do. And then we can hop back into maybe web assistant AI really quick.
Well, we do have like 2 minutes left too. So however you want to, you can either give us like maybe an overview of everything that we've worked on today, and then we'll close out from there.
Let's do it. All right, so I truly had a blast. I feel like within Express to Boards to Photoshop, like these new tools for me are just something that is going to streamline everything. And I feel like they're also like growing with me in a way, because as photographers, like there is so much to learn. Like I feel like I've been shooting for about like 10 years now, and I feel like or almost full time for 10 years now, and I feel like I'm constantly uncovering new ways and new tools to be able to further what I'm doing. And I appreciate too just like the amount that Adobe like wants to help further creatives, and also how many tools there are to like sort of be able to use what's for you. Because like I said, I know I'm not someone maybe who wants to add like or change clothing on someone or play around with facial things like that. But the fact that I can like go in and expand the backdrop, I can go in and add these new grain tools and the clarity and the adjustments like that is super up my alley. And so anytime a new update like that comes out, I'm like running to go test it out, So I love it. But I just really love on web too how we can really play with the textures or the layers. So yeah, maybe we can click one more.
All right, and then we'll close it out. But that was amazing.
Oh, and it's okay in the layers. Also, really, I feel like there was these which are really fun too. So these are a really fun way to play around with being able to like add really fast effects
Cool. Yeah.
that you don't have to necessarily figure out the steps to take to get there yourself. You know what I'm saying?
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Well, guys, definitely go check out Photoshop web and mobile. A lot of really cool things going on in there. But we appreciate you tuning in to this episode. If you stick around, up next, I'm going to be demoing what's new in Firefly with image editing, and then doing a really fun Express workflow around creating ads for spring. At 11 a.m., we are going to be doing some portrait editing, a smarter way to do that with Raymond and Brandon. And then Brandon and I will be back at 12 doing a dark fantasy engagement shoot. I'm really excited to see what you have in store.
I'm so excited. It's going to be a similar sort of like we're using boards to Photoshop and Lightroom, but the shoot is so fun. I'm excited.
Okay, guys, stick around. A lot of cool stuff. But thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll be back very shortly.
Hey everyone, Gaten here, and today we're going to be making a looping animation using the graphics interchange format, otherwise known as a GIF. Now, I love making GIFs. I've gotten 2.8 billion views on my own Giphy channel over the years, and I'll be honest, I don't actually know what that number means, but it sounds really cool to say at parties. So we're going to be making the animation using this character here. He kind of looks like a Vermonter in his 30s, you know, just beaten down by college debt and the, I don't know, general cost of living. I don't know why I'm laughing at that. It's like not funny, but it's a self-portrait of me. That's what's happening here. I'm making a self-portrait. We'll be using 3 apps to make this happen: Fresco, Firefly Boards, and Adobe Express. First up, Adobe Fresco. If you know anything about me and my work, you know I love this app. It's an awesome, super powerful drawing app for your iPad. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to select the pixel brush, and I'm going to use the color blue, just because like this goes back to the old Bristol board me, drawing with those no photo blue pencils. Old habits. I find it works really well for my work. So I'm going to do my rough sketch, and then I'm going to take it over to do some of the line work, where I'm going to use the basic round vector brush with some smoothing set and a little bit of pressure sensitivity, just so I can kind of get those tapers with my line work. Once I have my line work done, I fill in the character and add some details. From there, I'll kick it over to Firefly Boards. Now, I get asked a lot here how I use boards. The biggest thing that I like about it is that it gives you this ability to kind of do all the phases of a generative workflow in one project on one canvas. So you can do image generation and video generation all right here. You can share it with your colleagues. They can collaborate. The canvas is infinite, so you can just like brainstorm and create forever, which is pretty awesome. I'm gonna use my illustration as a reference and then start to prompt to create sort of like the final render of the character. And once we have our character model, I can generate some turnarounds, all the different things I would need in an animation workflow. From here, we need a scene. Now, like I said, the character kind of reminds me of like a Vermonter or kind of anyone in New England. You know, he's got muck boots on. Look at those boots. We're gonna generate a scene. Now, where I live right now, it's kind of early spring. We've got a lot of snow on the ground still, but there's kind of like some mud. The sun is starting to poke through the clouds. So let's do like an early spring kind of wintry scene with this character and place him kind of in that environment. And there we go. He's got his shorts on, he's got his muck boots, he's standing in mud, there's still some snow. It's like a true New Englander, this guy. And once we have our scene, let's generate the video. Now, again, this is gonna be a looping animation, and it's pretty easy to do. It's relatively low lift work. All I do is select the same image for both the first and last frame. From there, we're going to begin to prompt. We don't need something super crazy. I always find that GIFs work best when it sort of just conveys an emotion and is something that you would you know, share to react to maybe whatever's happening in a conversation that you're having via like text message or on Slack or wherever you're communicating with somebody else. What is the emotion that it conveys? Who knows? We're gonna go over to Adobe Express and find out. Here in Adobe Express, I'm going to create a new project, reset my canvas to a 1x1 and import my video, kind of set everything up. You know, bring my video into my project, get it on a timeline, scale it up. And this is looking pretty good. You'll notice the video quality here maybe looks a little rough. It's okay, this is gonna be compressed anyway because it's for a GIF. Also, I find with Express, the resolution can be a little bit low on playback, but usually the output looks pretty good, and we'll see what that looks like at the very end. So down here on my timeline, it works just like any other video timeline you're familiar with. I don't have to do much because our animation already loops, but if you want to kind of build this out a little further, you could do some basic editing here. I'm going to add in some text because I want to make this sort of into a meme. Just me in my 30s. That's what this is. Up here under download, I select the GIF option and I'm gonna leave the quality at medium. You could go higher or lower if you want. And just like that, you have a meme ready GIF that you can share with your friends and convey that this is you in your 30s. So what new piece of content are you working on next? Drop a comment, share, I don't know, tell me about it.
What's up, everyone? Raymond Alva here with Emily Poland.
Woo!
Raise the roof. We are excited to be with you guys today. We are going to be working, Emily is going to be showing some of her workflow in making different ads for updating campaigns, maybe making new campaigns for different product companies. And so, yeah, she's going to be kind of moving around a little bit, but
true.
I'm excited. Do you want to share a little bit about what you're working on?
Yeah, I like that they gave us a title right here. It made it a little bit easier.
I know, that's fine.
I will be showing you what's new in Firefly Image Editing that launched earlier this week or last week. Honestly, who knows what day it is. So I'm going to be walking you through what's new in Firefly Image Editing, and then we're going to move from there directly into Express because there's a nice little workflow that goes through, adding some text, adding some animation, and just getting your brand ready for spring, and showing you what's possible in a browser, basically. So really excited about that. So this is a blog article that we've been pulling from today. I know there's already been links in the chat, so maybe scroll back up there since this is one long stream. But we are going to create with better precision, with greater precision.
Greater. Yeah, come on.
With Firefly Image Editor. There's a little video here, but I'm not going to show it to you because I'm going to show you in real time. But some things that we're going to be covering: generative fill, add, replace, refine elements with content-aware results. Amazing. We got the blog post back in there. You're going to get sick of seeing that link, guys, but there's a lot of good stuff in here. Generative remove, honestly, one of my favorite actions in Photoshop, or not actions, one of my favorite tools to use in Photoshop already, but now in Firefly Web. Generative expand, again, a favorite. And then generative upscale, which is great if you have that small client image that keeps getting passed around, but you have no way to make it bigger. Now's your chance. And then remove background, which is obviously one of the fast features that we love in most programs. So a big goal with this is making it fast, easy to edit images without having to leave a platform, and kind of giving you that continuity all in Firefly Image Editing. So there's some really cool breakdown pieces in here, and a really cool promo as well. So we are going to jump over into the Creator Home or Firefly Home looking area. And so I'm going to be here under the Firefly tab right here as well. You do have other apps up here, but Firefly is the one that we are in. And then we're going to click Generate. And here is a little promo. Love that.
Nice.
So I am going to be under the Edit tab. So typically when this opens, it will open in Generate, but we are going to go over to Edit. And to use the Firefly Image Editor, you do need to upload your own image, but no worries, I have mine prepared. So I'm going to go ahead from my desktop, and I'm going to bring in this first image. And you can just drag and drop, which is nice.
We love being prepared.
You know what? We really try. You know?
We try.
Shout out my Type A creatives in the chat. Watch me be unprepared at some point later in this stream, but it's fine.
Not gonna wait.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So you can describe what you want to create and or edit, just like you would typically use a chat prompt, but there's gonna be new tools on the side here. This little fancy, I love the animation.
I know, that's kind of
Ooh.
nice.
I'm gonna stop doing it. I'm gonna do it one more time.
One more time. There you go.
And I'm gonna use a generative remove for a selected area. So it's gonna give me a brush tool, which again, very familiar if you use a lot of other apps. I'm going to do select less, which I think I can also use the brackets. I think one of my favorite things with the new Adobe program that comes out is I'm gonna use the hotkey I typically use and just see if it works. And I would say, I don't know, 8, 9 times out of 10.
Most times it works.
It usually works, which is very nice.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna use the bracket just again, that's my faster workflow that I'm used to. I'm scaling this down. And also to give a little intro, this is for a client that I work with. They create natural deodorant that is like safe, healthy, and smells really, really good. They work with, this is gonna be random. They work with this amazing woman who is a nose. Have you heard of a nose?
No.
And they are professional people who develop scents. Like that is their full-time job. They have a very particular lifestyle. There's only like a handful in the world, like maybe 10. Genuinely a very small group of people. They can't eat spicy foods. They can't consume certain
because it would like mess up their senses.
Yeah, it messes up your nose.
Whoa.
Anyhow.
And they're called a nose?
They're called a nose.
That's insane.
I know. So they work with a wonderful woman who helps them develop their scents, which is really cool and just a really fun tidbit that now you know.
Wow.
Now you're really taking that in, I know.
Yeah, that's a lot. Wow.
It's not the career that you typically hear about, that you could have, but you could. So I'm going to just paint over this now, and I like to color it in because, I don't know, I just like to.
Yeah, same.
And I'm going to click remove, and it's going to analyze my image, and then most likely remove this part for me.
Hopefully.
Amazing.
Oh, nice.
And the reason that I wanted to remove that is not just to show you that tool. I'm going to prep this image for an ad. And typically we'll get this image from a photographer like yourself. And it's great, but we don't want to go back and be like, hey, I actually need, this size for a long Google ad and this size for another Google ad. And this gives me the freedom and the opportunity to manipulate the images as I need to in order to scale them and use them in graphics. I am going to come back over here and do Generative Expand, and I'm going to pull this over.
That's nice.
I don't know the ratio off the top of my head, but I am just going to kind of eyeball it and give myself
we going for Google ad, or what are we going for?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
If you're a designer, you're already getting triggered, I feel like, by the sizes of the ads. There's this one ad size that's like 1600 by like, not even kidding, it's like 98 or like 150 pixels. Like it's very.
What is that even for?
It's for Google.
Oh,
and
dang.
you'll see it, or maybe it's a meta ad, I don't even know, but you'll see it just like floating at like the top of a
Crazy.
website somewhere.
Yeah.
That's the worst one. And then they'll be like, here's a paragraph of content. You're like, that's just not gonna work.
Sick.
But it did a great job. I think what's cool is it gave me, it continued on this interesting like texture that we're having here. I'd say something strange is happening here. So I'm gonna hit enter. Okay, freeform. I think we're good here. I'm just going to go back to maybe generative remove. And I'm going to make my...
It's a little distracting.
It is a little distracting. And that's... Like, I'm okay with the rest of the texture. I think it's fine. But I'm going to see if I can remove this and see... Or maybe I want to actually generative fill, I guess.
Yeah, maybe replace it with like a smaller line.
Yeah. I'm going to just highlight this bigger... yeah, fill. And this is something that Brandon and I were talking about on the previous stream, is that sometimes you don't need to prompt Firefly in order to have it do what you want. You kind of, well, maybe I should have prompted it because I fear it gave me a stick.
Yeah.
Okay. But I am using remove or fill, not remove. So let me go to remove, and then
now we'll just get rid of it.
Now we'll get rid of the stick. How's chat doing? They're silent on the Western Front.
Silent.
No worries, chat. You're just thinking about skinny ad sizes and getting stressed.
I know, it's really stressful and hard to comprehend. Maybe they're still stuck on the nose.
Oh, on the nose. I was like, what about the nose? I forgot about the nose. Yes.
The nose.
Maybe they're quickly Googling, how can I become a nose?
Yeah, maybe someone's like inspired right now to like learn how to become one.
They're sniffing everything.
They're sniffing everything.
Yeah, but like it's crazy. And I don't know if those people, perfect, they removed it. Work lurking. That's okay, Sean. We will keep you company. What are you working on, Sean? Tell us. Are you making skinny ads? And then I'm going to do generative fill as well. I don't know what's happening right here. I will say...
Almost looks like a lens flare, kind of, or...
Yeah, maybe.
Like a reflection in the... I don't know.
Yeah. Filling a tile pattern at an angle is one of the harder tasks in life. So I understand. Oh, and now we have a fork.
A fork. Nice.
Okay,
let's go back to remove.
Generative remove. When I did this yesterday when I was demoing on these...
Flawless.
Yeah, absolutely flawless.
Love when
so,
that happens.
Something special for today. I appreciate that.
Love that.
Yeah. Cool. All right. You know what? I think that's going to be good enough. This may get cropped out anyways. I'm not actually sure. But now that I'm thinking about it, I do want to do a little bit taller. I am going to give myself some vertical space here. And then I'm going to click expand. And let's just hope that it fills a solid green background.
Nice. Give some room for like some text or something, or
You see the vision.
I see it.
Yeah.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
See, I feel like you don't. Oh, perfect.
Ooh,
See,
the
that was
shadows are
great.
nice, and
Yeah.
it's like
I'm
this little
happy with
tree
it.
like coming in from like this window, kind of.
Right, and kind of like mimicking maybe what we're seeing
little
here.
bit, yeah.
I think that's great. I may do a generative remove for whatever this little like one color piece is. But that's just me being picky and having fun with Firefly Image Editing. So we will do this. I feel like you don't ever have people come back and be like, can you resize this image for ads? That's not an ask that you deal with.
Not a ton, but sometimes.
That's fair.
On the rare occasion, yeah.
On the rare occasion. Okay, fair enough. Okay, I am going to now open this image in Express by using share. And then you could copy the image to video. I'm curious. Photoshop Web could keep going with this, or just open it in Express. And because I know my end goal is to make a shareable ad with my client, I'm going to directly open this in Express. It does take a second. Wow, it didn't take a second. And there it is, which is great. I'm going to go ahead and edit some other images to prep myself for the rest of these that I want to make. But I just wanted to open this one and keep going there.
Get it over with.
As they say. Okay, how do I do a new one? Okay, new. A lot easier than I thought it was going to be. This one's really fun. I really like this image. Ooh. It kind of gives I Spy of like what I was seeing. I think it's really fun.
Yeah.
Okay,
I feel like I'm not a nose, but I'm an eye.
Chat, what are you feeling today? Are you an eye? Are you a nose? Are you, a pinky finger? What are we feeling?
Yeah, I'm a broken hand.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say,
I mean, yeah. We have to bring it up at least one point, I guess.
Taking a quick hydration
Yeah.
break.
It's important. It's hot out there, guys.
It really is. That's all I've been hearing people say here in SF. They're like, it's so hot.
Yeah. We're
okay.
chilling. We got air conditioning, so.
Yeah, which did not turn on. It doesn't turn on until like 9, and I was getting a little warm in here. Okay, generative remove. I don't like this because it's for a different brand, so got to go. It does give the right vibe, but wasn't.
Yeah.
Can I hold shift and do?
You can.
Oh no, it's just giving me a straight line. Oh, I don't actually have to. I could. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Hold
on.
Oh yeah, you don't have to.
Cool. So you don't have to. You can do more than one at one time. That's actually really great to know.
Get the gua sha out of here.
Yeah. I don't know what. Oh, maybe it's a top view of like nail polish, maybe. You know what I think I'm going to do? I am going to also remove... Okay, I was making decisions but not sure why I was, and now I know my reasoning. I'm going to get rid of anything that's going off the edge here because, again, I'm going to kind of expand this to the left to give myself room for text and design work. So I'm going to click remove for anything that is just falling off the canvas. But I like the vibes in this one. It's very cute.
Yeah, it's nice. I like the direct light, the punch, the color's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're getting a call.
Yeah, love that.
We'll call you back later. We'll do a hotline. They're like, hey, actually, I have a question about Firefly. Wait,
if you have questions, the chat is the place to go.
Yeah, don't call
Not my phone number, so.
Not the personal thing.
Not the personal phone number.
It kept the lines perfectly.
Oh, sick.
I will say it succeeded much better with this tile. So let's try generative expand and see how it's going. Not the misconnections.
Misconnections.
Dang.
RIP.
Yeah, have you ever read the misconnections on?
No.
It's a good read.
Really?
Yeah.
That's nice.
People just writing crazy stuff on the internet. Sean says he's working on Adobe stuff. All he can say. Ooh. I respect the privacy, Sean. Wishing you luck.
Shout out NDAs.
Secretly, shout out NDA.
Yeah, secretly, yeah.
Don't tell anyone about the NDA. Okay, cool. I think it did what I wanted. I want to know how to get rid of, like, can I just press enter? How do I get rid of these lines?
Are you still on the crop tool?
Yeah, or no, I'm on the expand, so I just do maybe a different tool.
Oh,
okay. No, it worked. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You're like, I haven't used this tool, but I'm hoping to try. I think it did pretty well. I'd say we have a little bit of a wiggle here, but honestly, everything else is like pretty great for what I was hoping to do. So that is awesome. Another thing that you can do that I haven't done yet is prompt. Yes, so I can add something in. So let's see, do we want to try and add something? Or maybe let's just do generative fill. I want to have a little more control over it. So maybe I'll do something.
Like just right there.
Yeah, I'm going to do.
What should we add?
I'm going to add some more cherries.
Are there cherries in there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, in the basket.
Sorry, the scent is also cherry woods, which smells really good,
got you.
actually. I have just a regular nose, and I can smell that it smells really good.
Definitely need to get my eyes checked. I could not see those from here. So.
As you're wearing glasses is crazy.
Yeah, I know. It's been a while.
Maybe was it your eye doctor calling you?
Yeah, honestly might have.
Add cherry fruit to, they said, hey, add cherry fruit to, I can just say add cherry fruit. I think I'll do that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Phil.
mystery.
Are you excited for your stream up next?
I'm very excited. Yeah, we're going to be
Nice.
working through a recent photo shoot that I just did
Okay,
for some single artwork for a music artist.
Oh.
So, yeah, we're going to go through, dumped my whole SD card in there. There's like over 600 images, and we are going to see what it's like to cull that down to like 5.
That's crazy.
So, yeah.
Chat, you better buckle up.
Yeah.
Oh, dang. We got Andy Palou in the chat.
Ooh.
Hi, Andy. He
Hello,
said-
Andy.
Is that you raising your hand because it's a deodorant? I love that. He's
Yeah.
a daily wear.
Oh, nice.
We are a Curie household. I'll be real
Sick.
about that. Yeah. We trust the clients. Okay, add 3 cherries laying on the tile. 600 images down to 5 is quite the
Yeah, we'll
selection
see.
process. Okay.
We'll see.
Oh, it's perfect. Okay, I love it.
Oh, nice.
I like that it's giving me a little variety. These are very dark cherries. These
Yeah.
are very red cherries.
Mhm.
I'm cool with that. Now I want more cherries. So hold on. All right, we're gonna add 4 like a handful of cherries.
Okay.
Eee. Okay. Add cherries.
Yeah.
Is it a YS situation or IES situation?
No, I think it's IES. What's the rule? There's like a specific rule.
All I can think of is I before E, except after C.
I think that's it. Wait.
No.
No.
We're sounding like A as a neighbor
Yeah.
or way. Anyone else got a little rhyme?
We're visual artists.
Okay, yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah.
Add cherries. You know, at one point in my life, I did think I wanted to be an English teacher, and I'm glad that I didn't pursue that because I fear it may not have been in my favor.
I think it's IES.
Okay, add cherries.
Chat, do we know?
Laying on the tile. I'm gonna do a number. 5 cherries.
5.
Andy said for a sniff. Honestly, I would trust. I
Yeah.
trust Curie that much.
Oh, a bowl.
Wait, I want to count it. I'm seeing more than
That's
5.
way more than 5.
But not too many more than 5. I'm okay with it.
It's
I like
also
it.
like letting me, like, because it's a bowl, I'm like, okay, there's at least 20 in that bowl. Like, I don't
600.
like,
Down to
there's
5.
like 600.
There's 20 in there.
Quick math.
Today's brought to you by math.
And English.
STEM, am I right?
Wow. This is crazy.
It's getting wild out here. Okay, cool. That one's looking good. I'm going to do another one because I prepped a couple images. Let's do this one. And if you're just tuning in and thinking, why are we counting cherries? I am showing the new Firefly Image Editing and what it can do all in your web browser and then taking it into Express to show a consistent workflow. Oh, what?
Cody was literally just looking for Curie.
That's amazing.
That's fine. This is your sign that you need to not download.
Download Curie today.
Download Curie today.
It's actually
You need to
code.
order it right now.
You should. I highly recommend this one. This one I really like and
Yeah.
use
Do you
all
have
the
a
time.
promo code? Do you?
I wish I did.
Oh,
No.
we
Let
need
me
to
try.
get you one.
Okay, now we sound like we're just selling something. Okay, crazy enough. But they are a really wonderful brand, and I do work with them, and they are letting us use their images today. So, you know, we love
Yes.
that about this. Okay.
Also, go buy cherries. I think they're
Yeah.
almost in season.
That is actually true.
Almost there.
You know what I really want is one of those cherry, like pitters. We can like.
Oh.
I don't believe in a lot of the fruit gadgets where it's like the pineapple quarter and like stuff like
Yeah.
that. But a cherry pitter.
I like the orange peeler. Have you ever
See,
seen
I don't know.
those?
I
Oh,
got
yeah.
cents for that. Yeah. What do you mean?
I know.
Wait, are
It's
you
just
talking
too
about,
messy
like,
sometimes.
The one that like goes. It's like
Yeah.
a little like
Yeah.
skinny little thing.
It like makes it look like a banana low key.
So you use the banana to peel the orange.
Yeah.
Andy says not sponsored. No, I cannot emphasize that more.
Yeah.
Just endorsed. I'm just kidding.
I'd sponsor cherries though.
I'm owned to. Okay, perfect. This has expanded what I needed. Share. I do like that I am just in my browser, and that makes my life a lot easier.
That is nice.
And I'm doing one last image because, chat, I know you're not getting enough. And I just want to have my options. I really like this image. This one's pretty.
Ooh.
It's giving very Harry Styles. I feel like I don't
Yeah.
know what image he has, but
Yeah. Well, it's like the one like fisheye album cover that he has.
yeah, you know that
It's like
the pink one.
yeah.
Is it pink?
I think it's blue and pink.
We'll never know.
Maybe. I forgot.
Did you like his new album?
I think so.
Okay.
I think I listened
sure.
to most of it. I think.
Okay.
Yeah. From what I heard, it was good. The single was good. It
Aperture.
was a little like
'Cause you're, like-
housey, like kind of yeah.
Do you just like it because it's aperture, which is a photo word? Be for real. Be honest.
You caught me. I'm sorry.
Wait,
Red-handed.
actually, I'm very happy with this result.
That's kind of fire.
Wait,
There's that little dot, like bottom left.
if only I could generative remove
If
that.
only. Oh my gosh.
Generative remove. Burp.
We got cherry limeades in the chat.
Ooh. Oh,
That sounds
it's just my
bomb.
husband. I was like,
That's-
wait, that sounds great. He gets it. What can I say?
Yeah.
We live dangerously close to a Sonic.
Oh,
Be
sick.
for real. And in summer, it gets really hot.
Yeah.
And be like, hey, it's like 3 p.m. I'm like, can I go get cherry
Yeah.
lemonade? Yeah. Anyhow. Are you a Sonic guy?
I am. Yeah, it's been a minute. I'm honestly more of a DQ guy.
Oh. Yeah, but like, well, what do you get at DQ?
I get the Choco dipped strawberry blizzard.
It's crazy that you're saying choco, not choco.
Is it
Is
Choco?
I assume it's chocolate now.
I don't know. I always like double guess myself whenever I order it because it's not like on the menu. It's like secret menu low key.
Oh, so there's no way.
So
Wait, is
there's-
it chocolate? What is it?
It's chocolate.
Oh.
It's just chocolate dip. There's like chocolate chunks in strawberry.
That sounds pretty great.
Yeah.
Thank
Or
you.
the Fluffernutter. You ever had the Fluffernutter?
Ooh, no.
Fluffernutters are crazy.
Wait, walk us through. What are you getting?
So Fluffernutter, it's like, I think it's like a British sandwich.
Oh,
with,
is
yeah,
it British?
I think so.
Or
Is
it's
it?
peanut butter and marshmallow fluff,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. So it's that in a blizzard.
Is it bread?
No.
Okay. I just had to make sure.
No bread.
I mean, how
Yeah.
crazy are we
But
getting?
yeah, imagine if you had to like ask for no bread. Like, could I get the Fluffernutter blizzard but no bread, please?
I mean,
No
I
bread,
don't know.
add cherries.
No bread, add cherries.
That'd be fire, actually.
Anyhow.
Anyhow, back to
the
Adobe
mystery.
Express. A little bit of a tangent there.
Add your new text. No
That'll ex-
bread. Okay.
No bread here, period.
I want to do. I didn't prep. You know what? As I knew I was backing myself in a corner. I was like, I'm prepared. What? Maybe we usually have some
tagline.
good copywriters in chat. So Cody, Andy, Sean, Jacob, even. Give us some concepts for what you think this should say. I'll give you the brief. The brief is fresh fruit, smelling fresh. The other thing is, like, fresh can smell like. Did you ever hear fresh in a bad way? Like, ooh, they smell fresh.
No.
Okay, I
It's
feel
always
like.
good.
Okay, positive. Sometimes I feel like fresh can smell bad. I don't know why. Maybe it's an attitude. Like if you're fresh with someone, that's like not.
Is
okay.
it?
I think so. Are you watching our stream?
Maybe.
That's cool of you. Okay. I don't want to say like keep it fresh because I feel like that's also tagline or something like that. Let's see. Maybe. Maybe that's crazy.
We have some good options in the
All right, I'm
chat.
seeing Ratberry. Who could that be? Okay, keep it fresh. Okay, let's see. Oh no, I'm just thinking the Devil Wears Prada now. I'm thinking florals for spring. Groundbreaking. So fresh. Perfect. So clean.
In season.
Oh, actually I like that.
In season, it's kind of fire.
Okay. You know what?
I like it.
I'll forgive whatever you just did in the chat. That's fine. If you're not familiar, Raymond is at Ratberry. Go follow his work and his copywriting. It's really popping off. I really like what we're doing here. I did want a what's it called? A serif font. So I'm happy with what I'm seeing. And don't worry, guys.
Oh, that's nice.
am not going to keep this in black because no one can read this. But I do want a nice pink. There's like a really nice soft pink, like a ballet slipper pink. I'm wondering if I can sample it from.
Oh, it's in there? Oh, that guy.
Oh, honestly, that works for me.
Yeah.
I do want a little bit lighter though. It's a little orangey. Custom. I'm gonna put it on this side. Although, actually, it is, you know what? It looks orange in this colorway now that I'm seeing it. So it can say this way. Okay, in season. You know, I almost want
You want a long boy?
a long boy. No, I think I want a different, I don't like how spaced out this is, firstly. So we're gonna tighten up this letter spacing. Should they all be friends? That'd be crazy. I want a different.
Holding
I want,
hands?
It's giving little kids going out for
Yeah.
recess. They're like, okay, everyone hold hands.
It's giving playing summer day, and when you're playing in the summer day, you need deodorant. So
Wow. Honestly, are you available for marketing teams? Everyone is available. I want. Okay, you can do also semantic searching, which means like you could type in what you're kind of looking for, like the feelings. And I want. I want fun personality, but I don't know. Let's see.
ooh.
Okay, interesting. That's a lot of personality.
Yeah,
I was
that's,
only
like, too
looking
much
for fun
personality.
personality, so we may need to pipe down a little bit, and that's okay.
We need like fun, humble personality.
Oh, is this the one? Someone was. I think it's this one. This may lean a little too trendy, but it's kind of fun.
I like the S.
Yeah.
And the E. It looks like a face.
This is an Adobe font. I saw someone use it. I think Excel used it on a stream, and I immediately added
makes
it to
sense.
my font book.
Yeah.
I'm hosting her, and I was like, I need to go to Adobe Fonts or fonts.adobe.com and pull this up. Okay, in season. I think this is cute. I want a little cherry, so let's go and add some elements. And I'm gonna look for a cherry. I do have these illustrations like built out in a file, but I kind of want something that's just like easier to put onto this for now. So I'm gonna see what I can find. Let's look at design assets. A real cherry would be too much.
Yeah, we already got a lot of cherries in there.
Yeah.
Max 20, so we can't go more than that.
Yeah, that is definitely 20 if I've ever seen it.
Yeah.
Are you good at looking at something and being like, oh, that's 100 people?
No.
Yeah, no, me either.
No.
It's
the
good to
pixelated
be.
cherry's crazy.
Okay, this
Cherry blossom. Whoa.
I'm loving this. Does not need to be on here, but sometimes I just like seeing what's in the Adobe,
Yeah, a little different vibe.
You're just the copywriter. Okay, so.
Sorry, I didn't mean to overstep.
Yeah, if you could just please hold on. Okay, shapes. I'm gonna do a little button because it's gonna be an ad. Hold on. Oh, I was like, why is it showing me all this stuff? Here. Hello. Okay. Not all my recent searches. Oh my gosh.
Gold.
Just let me look. Elements.
Restart.
I don't know why I was doing that. Okay, in season. All right, put your copywriter hat on. What's the call to action button?
Buy our new deodorant now. Exclamation point.
You smell.
You smell is crazy.
Sometimes you just gotta meet people where they're at, I do want like a non-personality font for this one, so I'm gonna maybe do kind of a less
Yeah, just a classy.
parabolica. Okay. People really go wild when naming a font.
Have you ever made a font?
I made one for a client one time of their handwriting, which was cool.
Have you used it like since? Or just for that client?
It was for Jeff Govea.
Oh.
A friend of ours is a really talented muralist painter, all sorts of cool things. It was a long time ago. That was the first one that came to mind.
Nice.
But it's very much so his handwriting, so no, I didn't use it because that would
got
be
you.
crazy. But it was cool for his branding and everything and made his life a little easier, I think. Okay, it has many weights, which is perfect in season. Oh yeah, we're changing this.
Yeah. In season.
In season. Fresh. Oh, shop fresh scents.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Perfect. Keep it just as it is.
Bet you never seen it like that before.
We're breaking boundaries.
One thing that's nice is that this can be as long as we want, which is great. Okay, I'm gonna add a stroke to it because I think that'd be cute. But maybe let's do, we can do the pink. I think
Yeah,
that's
the
fine.
pink. Yeah.
You approve that one?
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe this should be a darker red. I feel like it's getting a little lost.
Yeah. Maybe like the red on the
Ooh,
on that guy.
I see the vision.
Yeah.
All right, I'm sorry for doubting you.
Balance it out a little bit.
I'm sorry.
I'm more
for
than just
doubting
copy,
you.
okay?
I can do it all. Is the all caps in red
Aggressive.
like offensive? Yeah. A little.
A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, the red is kind of crazy.
It's a lot.
actually.
Maybe it's like
I take back the red is not good.
I'm more than just a copywriter.
Maybe I just am.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, there we go. Okay, that's
a little,
nice.
That's a little less creepy.
Yeah.
Okay, border thickness too thick.
Yeah, let's bring that boy down.
That's crazy. The last two comments in chat were you.
Chat, let's what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing right now? We got working on Adobe stuff.
Andy, what are you working on?
Is anyone eating cherries right now?
Yeah, that's true.
Any fruit in the chat?
Jack
Watson, hi.
Perfect. Another
Double
copywriter clocking in.
Nice.
Okay, cool. Jack, since you're just tuning in, and I know you're curious, we expanded some cool images in Firefly Image Editor, which was awesome, and then we opened them directly into Express, and now we're making little ads with them, which is really fun. Cool. I'm gonna resize this, and I'm gonna go. I love this. It already knows. I've been saying ads, and it said, "Do you want to do Instagram stories or Instagram posts?" And I'm gonna say stories.
Nice.
Duh. And then I'm gonna click expand image. I'm curious to see what it's gonna do with this, because typically it's gonna analyze the size and then kind of paste top and bottom, but let's see where it goes with this.
A mountain of cherries, possibly.
I'm open to it.
6.
At least 5
cherries.
more. I love a gradient.
Is this the? Yeah, this is the final.
Am I getting hip?
Oh my gosh, that's so many cherries. Oh, it's a candle now.
Interesting.
Oh, some
Interesting
cake.
how it got fire. Okay.
Whoa.
So let's generate
Interesting.
more because that was a cool approach.
Can we put prompts into it or no?
I don't think so. Not here.
Okay.
And if this doesn't work, I can also just resize it and then I can
In
scale
Firefly?
the image.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Okay.
bottom one. There we go.
Oh, a coconut. Okay, this is gonna be fine for what I want to do because I'm gonna like drag out the image anyways, and just kind of like recenter it like this.
Oh, nice.
So it did what I needed it to do, and it kind of made it a little bit faster, which is great. And then this will be a little like swipe upable, swipe upable, the word that is real.
No. Don't leave me.
He's now a voice actor. The talent never ends. Okay, I'm gonna match it to. Wow, that is a real pixel. I'm just gonna match it to the label here. Ooh.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Ooh, should it be like now in season?
Now in season.
That W? Hold on.
It's working.
Yeah, it puts the W in work, am I right? Now in season. I never know. Whoa. Okay. Wait, if you press T, it's a shortcut to add more type.
Add new ones.
Who? Since when? Okay, this is giving like now showing, I feel like. And then I'm gonna return this because I want to make this bigger. And then I'm gonna drop the line spacing.
Friends.
Yeah, not enemies. I will say the animation, or not the animation, but the way that it like brings them together is very fun and very different than Illustrator. Illustrator gets the job done. But
Yeah.
Express does it with a little flair, and I like it.
It makes sense.
Yeah. Do you use Express for anything?
Not a ton, but every once in a while I'll have like a birthday party or like a housewarming party that I'll make a design for.
How many houses are you warming?
Just one. But we had a National Grilled Cheese Day party last year.
That's cool.
So yeah, it's coming up.
Were you
It's
getting
coming up.
fancy with it?
A little bit.
I like
Yeah.
that. That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Okay. I'm gonna remove this little. So there is some editing in here. I should have,
Nice.
reminded myself. So I'm gonna remove this little blemish. I really like this typeface.
Yeah, it's pretty fire. It's fun.
She's really fun. I'm usually
didn't-
not like a trendy font person, but
Yeah. I didn't even notice the little leaf at the bottom. Or like the
no,
stem.
She's cute.
Yeah.
Whoa,
What's going on here?
so many options now, but this works perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm going to.
Oh, we got grapes in the chat.
Let's go grapes in the chat. I'm
Shout
eating
out
grapes.
grapes.
Okay, grapes could be the cousin, I feel like, of cherries.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just getting lost. I was wondering where my other page went because I resized it. I wonder if I didn't duplicate and resize. I may have gotten rid of my first one. Sorry. I was lost by how many cherries I was counting.
R.I.P.
That's okay. All right, on to the next. Okay, so our next image, more cherries. Okay, let's see what we want to do with this one. I think I may resize this one. I'll show you how we'll handle that really skinny long image.
Nice.
Yeah, so you do like a nice little crop like this.
Oh, wow.
It'd probably be something
Bye,
like
basket.
this.
It was nice knowing you.
Done. Oh, perfect. Okay, cool. How do I resize the whole page? Ah, edit page.
Where's our crop tool?
I know, crop page. There she is.
Nice. Does it snap?
Let's see. Ah. Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's
that
some
snaps.
snap. I
love
like
good
the
snap.
basket and the gingham in this photo. Cute. It is cute. I'm sorry that I'm cropping
We're
it out.
getting rid of
I was
the
trying to
basket.
prove
I'm
a
sorry.
point. Oh, bye basket. Yeah, I'm sorry,
Bye,
Cody.
basket.
Hold on. We can fix it. No worries.
Let's
Don't
expand.
want
a
to
li-
upset the chat.
Yeah.
Nothing
need
like a
it.
little color blocking to help you when you have a weird size scale. And I'll show you how I would approach an image like this. What I would really do is I would use this like wave from their label and put it on here to kind of give that vibe. Yes, the font is called 8. Isn't that crazy? Maybe we can get a link to 8, the font.
That's wild.
But yeah, no, it's really cute. It was a really good find.
Sunshine? Is that what? Oh, no. That's
Huh?
not the name of the font. When
No,
you
the-
hovered over text.
Oh,
hover
yeah,
over
it
text,
showed its best.
It just says sunshine. I thought that was the name of the font.
No, the font is called 8. It's a
Oh.
true story.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. Let's do like design assets. No. This is interesting.
What is it?
A product review. Huh.
Like little buttons you could add in there?
I
Oh,
love
yes.
this. I spent a lot of my time making these. Okay, this will be a product review. Only 4 stars. Wait.
Yeah, wait, we need
Meanwhile,
5.
Andy and I have been like 5 stars, 5 stars. Add to cart. Okay, elements. I'm gonna add a color block behind this. This is really nice. I like that. It's really cool that it suggested these just by looking at what I'm doing.
Yeah, it like knew that you were.
Yeah, I'm doing a product. All right, what
Yeah.
else is available to me? It could be dreaming about product reviews. Cool. Display. Whoa. Okay, it's speaking my design language right now. A billboard? How'd you know? This even makes sense too. This will be like, like clean, this, that, right? And like showing your like product
like
attributes.
ingredients and stuff.
Yeah, that's super cool. Okay. All right, Adobe Express. You stay expressing yourself.
Expressing.
I think
Play,
that...
express yourself. Adobe, play, express yourself.
Are you turning it into an Alexa?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Shout out Siri. Honestly,
Queen.
not.
Queen Siri. I don't like that it gave me a gray that exactly matches the background. That was criminal.
Shout out 50% gray.
Raymond will now do the...
Can we change the background color? Is that possible? Can you like right click on that guy?
This?
On the no.
Oh, on like the actual background of the
Yeah.
board? Yeah.
Fire.
But I want to overlap the image, I guess.
Oh.
I guess I could crop it. You know, you're not wrong. Yeah, let me do that. Color. Here. Should we use bright red? Heck no. That
Whoa,
was
that's
insane.
a lot. That's a lot.
Insanity. Oh, you know what we can do? We can remove the background in this image. Okay, hold on. Remove background. Which is crazy because I did expand the background in Firefly, so I don't need any comments about my crazy.
Don't need any comments.
I don't need any comments about my crazy workflow. But hey, sometimes creativity just like takes its time or something. I do like the pink I was using. I'm just gonna make one up as a color sample. I feel like we need music. I know there's music playing for you guys on the stream, but
Oh, I want the music.
it'd just be silent in here. Raymond, get on that.
I'm sorry.
He's a
Should I sing?
copywriter and
No,
no
I'm
one's
not gonna
stopping
sing.
you.
I've done too much already today. I've shown too many of my abilities.
Now the clients are gonna be needing all these extra things. Okay, cool. Let's do a review. What should the review be?
Chat, what do you think our review should be? Best I've never smelt so good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Smelled.
Smelled?
I think of that. I think smelting is like a ironworking
Yeah, it's like
term,
iron.
right?
Yeah. I've never smelled so good.
Personal honesty points. It's good to be self-aware. In a default font.
Yeah.
Slay. I've never smelled so good. Oh, you know the word I'm also thinking of? Ripe. Like ripe. You
Ripe.
don't want to smell ripe.
Oh.
But
It's giving fruit a little bit too.
right, but like smelling ripe is like not a good thing for a
No.
person, right? You smell bad.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what I was thinking earlier when I was like fresh.
Smell fresh, not ripe. Eat. It's too close to eat fresh. It's too close to Subway.
Not the infringement. Okay, let's go back to 8 because everyone liked it.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I never smelled. Is it hard to read though? That V is a little crazy. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, it's a little UE.
Let's look at let's do like a sans serif. Can I sort? Please? How do I sort my fonts again?
Can you just search sans
Has
serif?
she moved? More fonts. There she is. Okay, clean.
Oh, nice.
Give us the clean girl aesthetic. You know, that's what we're all going for. Right?
Yeah.
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 I had to check.
It is deodorant. It has to be clean.
Yeah, that's true.
We're all about good hygiene here.
Okay, let's make everyone friends. But no one needs to hold hands. It's okay. We're not
We're
crossing the
that.
street.
Yeah.
Okay. I've never smelled so good. This is a lot of...
I know. That's what I was thinking. Like, it's too many just lines. How do we...
I got it. Don't you worry.
Okay.
I'm on it.
Oh, it's beautiful.
This is how you give clients confidence. I'm on it. Do you ever use that phrase?
No.
Okay. You should try it.
I'll try it. Next client meeting.
Perfect. What was I doing? I want a little bit lighter. I'm going to do medium. How are we doing on time?
We are pretty good. We are at the 40-minute mark, so...
Gorge.
Yeah, we're chilling.
Okay, you ready for this? So instead of using... I'm still going to use the punctuation, but I'm going to make it... Ooh, I bet 8 has a really fun one.
Ooh, 8
I'm going to make it more of
does.
like a design. 8-bit. Hold on.
Wait.
Ah!
We gotta highlight it?
Screaming in the microphone. Hold on. 8.
Is Is it not the name?
It is.
Oh, it is.
It's not cool? Okay.
I wanted more like curve.
Yeah, serif. I want like an insane serif font. More fonts. How come serif isn't an option? Luxury will do. Oh, they're really hard to see because they're so small. Please enjoy the view of the top of my head.
We're locking in right here.
I look very closely at these tiny ones. There she is. Perfect.
Oh,
Okay.
we got a crazy tagline. My baby self would be jealous of how I smell.
Whoa. Okay,
That's a
shout
lot.
out baby self. Maybe it's like you smell so fresh like a baby. I get the vibe. I get
Yeah.
the vision.
Oh, I like this guy.
Wait, which way do they go first?
I think the other way.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, the other way.
And then, you know, you could even just do the one. Hold on. Okay, this one's a little bit weird. I don't like this one.
It's a little too 66.
Right. Perfect. Great. Serif. Guys, why can't I think of a serif font that I like? Hold on. Anyone have a good serif font? Oh, okay. Here's some options. Okay, view all. I've hit a roadblock and I can't even think of a serif. I don't want similar.
They said you're doing a manual zoom on your screen because you're just getting closer to it.
It's true. Well, I can't make these bigger. So, okay, this is really thwarting my abilities here. Okay, I guess I'm just going to use the one that I had and just be fine with it.
Yeah, I think it works.
Good is better than, or done is better than perfect. Or whatever. Okay. I've never smelled so good. You know what? Fine. It's just going to go back here. How's the cast doing?
It's
Should
chilling.
we take it off on stream?
Yeah, you got a saw?
Wild. Okay, cool. And then let's do a little button on this one too. Elements. Boop. I always do an insane number, not that one. Like I go really high just to make sure it's like fully rounded. To get the little peel shape. Yahoo! I'm gonna do no stroke on this one. Boop.
Little line vibes.
Yeah. Okay, it's bothering me that these are yellow, so that's fine. Is something like weird here? Did I like? Strange.
Nice.
Cool. I guess that's what it is. Okay, and then we'll just do a casual shop now. We won't.
Smell good now.
I'd click that button. I don't know.
I feel like you're locking in right now.
I know, it got really quiet.
This
I'm
is fire.
sorry. Thanks. It's the end of the stream where I'm like, I must get everything done. I know we use
Oh,
five.
the stars.
I know we use 5-pointed stars for everything, but like I would be cool if product reviews were using 4-pointed stars. I just think they're like really fun.
Yeah, they're
But
nice.
I fear no one would get it because like you've been getting a 5-pointed star, you know, as your like award since like what, grade school.
Mm-hmm.
I have a dream. Okay, I'm gonna make these stand out, so I'm not gonna use that pink. I'm gonna use it actually as the. Can I do all of these at one time? Yeah. Swap it, and then I'm gonna
Ooh,
do
that's
white.
nice. That's nice.
Would you agree if I started doing like insane stuff? You're like, really cool. It looks so good. Supporting your friends, like, yeah,
Yeah,
very cool.
yeah.
I wish
Keep
I
doing your thing.
I wish I could round my corners. I guess I can't. That's okay. Okay, I want to scale the whole group down. You don't make sounds when you design? When
No,
you're
I
doing-
do.
Okay.
Yeah. It was more of like a,
My
wow,
version.
someone's like me, you know? Like, I
You
feel
felt
seen.
seen.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. My Creative Cloud always gets the sound update of new feature, new sound.
Yeah. Have you ever had like an actual soundboard?
You know, no one's ever trusted me with that, but
Okay.
I'm open to it.
Yeah.
Why?
I've done one before.
Because you like DJ on occasion? Is that what
Yeah.
you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I had one in my office one time.
That seems
and-
like too much.
Yeah, with all my studio mates, and they did not know. and I had it hooked up to the whole sound system in the whole office, and it was a lot.
That sounds like a good time. Shout out your office mates for not kicking you out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're making some ads. Okay, I've never
Nice.
smelled so good. Smell good now.
Love it.
I
love
still
it.
don't like this font, but I didn't get a good one. And
It's okay.
if Old Spice uses my tag, I want money. Sean, we will demand that you get money. Don't you worry.
We'll send the contract.
Okay, fab. And we did some like cool background remove on here, which is great. And Cody, we kept the gingham because it was fun. You were right on that. Add. Done.
Good call. Good call.
All right. Should we resize? But I want to duplicate and resize. So how are we doing on time?
It is 10:45.
Let's go. Okay, Instagram story. Duplicate and resize, which is the button I did not click last time. So let's click that.
Non-destructive workflow.
Oh, okay. It kind of got closer to what I was hoping to do. Cool.
Oh.
I'm going to stick with this one. Whoa. And watch. Countdown
Make it a
from
little
10.
bigger.
I'm going to get this done.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4,
Okay, you're good.
3, 2, 1.
I did not get it done. I got stressed.
It was pretty close.
It's pretty close.
It was pretty close.
Thank you for giving me credit.
Do you want another countdown?
No, that's okay.
Okay.
It made me really stressed. I actually I work with like a timer.
Yeah.
And that one, but I turn the sound off, so when it goes off, half the time
Oh.
I don't see it. But
And then you keep working.
it keeps me on task.
That's nice.
You know, sometimes you need a little.
Shout out
focus.
Deep Work.
Wait, do you read that book? Have you read that book?
Yeah, we've talked about it before.
Oh, I don't remember that. Did you like it?
I actually don't know if I read it.
Oh,
It's on my to-read list, though.
so
I think
what,
I have
So
it.
what did we talk about?
I don't know. I think you just told me to read it.
That does sound like something I would do. I'm like, have you read this book? Yeah, I did go through my Cal Newport phase. I'll be real about
Yeah.
that. I think we all knew.
Yeah.
It was good. And yeah, that's that.
I think I've watched some YouTube videos that talk about it, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I don't really read a lot, so
Oh.
I know.
I'm back in my Kindle era, guys. I went on vacation, which was awesome. And I started reading, and now you can't stop me. So it's cool. All right, I'm happy with this. Yahoo!
Love.
I'm making it even bigger. You can't stop me. I'm gonna make this smaller. Woo. Cute. All right, awesome. Okay, and now. Oh man, I forgot about this one. This one's so fun.
This one's so
This
sick.
one's gonna lock in chat.
Lock in. We're here.
Add
We're
text. Font 8. It's gonna go so well with this style.
Here. Yeah, this one's fun.
Let me just choose it.
Oh.
Oh, it's right here.
No, yeah, right there underneath.
I'm also gonna lock in. Don't worry. Okay, I think white text. I think the light pink text maybe. Let's see if she works.
I feel like we need like some sort of background behind the text. The
Like a
white, like
drop?
yeah.
Okay. Oh, like fresh pick for spring. I feel like picking cherries.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Love that. Love that.
Guys, I promise I locked in. It's the deep work, you know. The way these stack.
Ooh, that's so
Everyone's
the
friends.
PI and then
Yes.
the RI is
You get it.
crazy.
He needs a
I
minute.
need a minute, guys. Just let me chill real quick. Hold on.
All right, fresh picks.
I feel like just pick. I don't know. What do you think?
Fresh pick for spring. Fresh picks for spring. Fresh pick. It is just one. We're selling one.
Yeah, one deodorant.
Yep. To rule them all.
But we'd be okay if they bought more than one deodorant.
That's so true, guys. Don't limit yourself.
Yeah, don't limit yourself.
I'm gonna bring this over because
You're gonna run out eventually.
What the
You need
heck?
more. Buy a subscription.
They do have subscriptions. That's crazy. Okay. What's the call to action here? I feel like there's something funny we could say. Fresh pick for spring. Fill the basket. No.
Fill the basket. Wild. Never
I stink so good. All right, Sean.
never stink again.
Fresh pick for spring. Welcome the new season. No, maybe new season, new you.
I like that.
I don't, but it's okay. Season. New scent. Sometimes, guys, I back myself into a situation where I'll like put dummy text like this in there, and then
they love it.
I forget. Yeah, they'll love
Yeah.
it. Sometimes it works out, and then sometimes I'm like, whoa, did not mean to do that. Or sometimes I'll go the opposite. I'll be like, oh, it's such a fun idea, and they're like, wow, I hate that. I'm like, okay, well,
It's just a placeholder.
we win some, we will lose some. Maybe that could have been the.
Win some, you lose some.
No, sorry.
Oh.
I was thinking on Sean's copywriting again. I need a darker red. New season, new scent.
I like that.
Let me keep my capitalization.
Let's be consistent. Come on.
Literally, what would Cal Newport say?
What's his other book? There's Deep Work, and then what's the other one? I don't remember either.
I read a lot of them. I blame my brother. He was like, read these. And I was like, yeah. Okay.
It was like lock-in before lock-in when those books were popular.
It really was.
Yeah.
Oh, A World Without Email. Bars. That one was actually really good. That one was crazy. I learned.
We got another banger from Sean. I'd pick my pits.
Ah, okay. I like the
There
cherry
is something
theme.
with pits here.
Ah.
Yeah.
Cherry pits. Oh, it was right in front of us the whole time, Sean, at the last minute. Brilliant. Okay, I want to drop shadow on this guy, so I'm gonna do, because you were saying like it's kind of like hard to see and like
I
you're
think a
not
little
wrong.
bit. Yeah.
So that may be too much.
That's like really
But-
coming off the page.
Wow. Really right at me.
Really right at me.
Okay, I'm going to keep it that way, but can I reduce the strength? Huh. Interesting that you wouldn't give me that option. Custom?
Is there edit? Maybe it's.
I'm gonna do custom.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna do none,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna do custom. It's
There
gonna
we
be-
go.
You know what I'm also gonna do? Hold on, duh. I'm going to make it. Excuse me.
The red?
The deep red, or like I'm gonna select the value, and then I'm gonna come into custom, and then I'm gonna drag it down more.
Just a little.
And that
darker.
way we're getting a little more natural. I think that's good. Fresh pick for spring.
Yeah, that's fire.
Ooh, duh. I'm gonna stop saying duh to myself. Wow. Shop cherry woods now. I think
Nice.
that'll really close like the cherry theme and all of that. Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
This looks great.
I think this was amazing.
Yeah.
I'm really happy with this one. Okay, so we have about 3 minutes left, chat. So I'm gonna give you a little walkthrough of what we covered in case you stepped away or just you need the recap. So we started off here on the blog talking about all the way down here, Firefly Image Editor. We went through the new updates of Generative Fill, Generative Remove, Expand, Upscale, and Remove Background. I actually don't think I demoed those last two, so something for you to go and check out. So we went into Adobe Firefly, and you have to upload your own image to be able to use the image editor, but once you do, we came in here, we added cherries in, we expanded the background and did a lot of cool stuff here. We also expanded this image, which we did not get to. We removed something. And we really made it workable for ads. And we also had a really good time expanding this image and removing it and finalizing it all in a web browser, which made it really easy then to share and open up in Adobe Express. And then we'll go through the first ad. Now in season, Shop
Beautiful.
Fresh Scents. We were
Beautiful.
crafting copy the whole way, guys. You really stood out, and you helped a lot, Raymond.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay, new and in season. So we did vertical sizing for like Instagram stories or a meta ad. We did another version which we resized as well for this long standardized ad size. This isn't even as like tiny as they get. So yeah, tell a designer you love them.
They need it.
And then we landed on this one, which I thought was really, really fun.
This is a good way to end.
Yeah, this one was strong. Imagine we started here. Wow. But we ended
Bar
here.
would have been way too high.
Yeah, bar would have been way too high.
Way
So
too
true.
high. Yeah.
That's how I structured the stream.
Nice.
Okay, fresh pick for spring, and then a little call to action as long with this really strong visual that we expanded all in Firefly Image Editor. And then we do have this last image, which I don't think we're going to get to, but it does have a nice like spring vibe to it.
Yeah.
And we also did some image editing.
And we started with that image
We
too.
did, I know. I was working my way.
Okay.
I got distracted with the cherries.
It's okay.
And we were really riffing on our cherry like motif, and
yeah,
we would have had
to
no
stick
copy
on,
ready.
We had to stick on theme.
Yeah, what would we have done? Yeah, so really cool stuff, really strong images. We also edited some images in Express as far as like expanding the background, removing images, just a lot of helpful tools already built into the places that you need them. So definitely check it out. Make sure that you're looking closely at your programs because some things are available to you that you just don't know. Cool. In the last minute, Raymond, do you want to tell us what's up on your stream because you're up next?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So thank you guys for sticking around. If you plan to stick around even longer, I am going to be up next in the driver's seat, in the guesting seat. I'm going to be working through a recent portrait photo shoot that I did for a musician, and I dumped my SD card into my computer, and we're going to be using tools like AI culling to narrow that down into what are the actual photos that we're going to be editing, what photos can we delete, and what photos are we going to move forward with, and use some other tools within Lightroom to make those pop a little bit more. So
I'm really excited about that. And then
Yeah.
after that, Brandon and I will be back doing, he's going to be doing a dark fantasy engagement shoot, and then Magdiel will be up after that. So you have like 3 hours of more content to lock in for.
We got a lot of
So
stuff.
yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
great stuff. Appreciate you guys watching, and Raymond will be back really soon.
Thank you guys.
Firefly Boards is cool because now you can kind of use a online whiteboard and bring in generate stuff on the fly. Something I did recently on an actual commercial we just shot. In the past, it's like been, you know, the script, and then I've had some notes and tried to convey it to the crew and DP
like
and
this,
everyone.
right? Yeah.
Like we're trying, you know, I went with like a medium shot over the shoulder that kind of looks like this, but with Boards and Firefly and some of the other models, I was able to create a storyboard and be like, here, this is the shot we're gonna do, this shot, this
That's
shot.
great.
So then everyone sees it, everyone's on the same page. This is a fictional concept for like backpack brand called Pathline, and we're doing a commercial of a character wearing the backpack in different scenes. So we got our arrow, artboards, text, basic shapes, and then you can import your own images.
Cool.
Also, you just drag and drop images. So if we click down here, we can generate images, and so we have our prompt area. You can upload a style image, so it's like,
A reference.
I want to make an image in this style, use that as a reference.
Well, yeah.
And then another one is composition, where it's like, I want you to follow the composition of this image. Now, the thing about Adobe Firefly models is they're all trained on commercially cleared content. So if you use any of the Firefly models, they are considered commercially safe. So the outputs you can publish and they're commercially safe. Gemini 2.5, which is also called Nano Banana, which got really popular.
Which, how many times have you said Nano Banana on accident? Be honest.
I have not said Nano Banana.
Wow, okay.
Nano Banana was the one that was really good, where like you can give it an image and be like, rotate the camera here,
It's
change
really
this. The really cool thing with boards is you can just click this little eyedropper and click an image on your board and import that into your reference image.
I didn't know
So
that.
this is such a huge time saver. Aspect ratio, so you have options of how you want the output image to generate. In this case, I just generated the same image of a fake fictional character. But in this case, I also made multiple angles of this fictional person. Depending on what direction I needed her to face, I would use like this for the front-facing image, I would use this for the side, or this for the back. So yeah, these were the ones I had completed before. So these were sort of a variety of what we just talked about. Sometimes I would just take the image of the character and then say, put this in a subway. And sometimes I would take an image of the character, an image of a subway, and then be like, place this person
Make it happen.
in the subway.
That's cool.
You know, you don't have to generate everything with AI. You can use what you have. Okay, so I took my real life photo.
Okay.
I took this side profile image because I want to have this character walk across the image.
Right.
So I'm helping the AI by giving it a good angle. There we go.
Oh, wow. There she is.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
And this one was literally, I just took this image as the input, and then I just said, you know, show me a close-up low angle shot of the woman's face facing left. And so
Show me.
boom, boom, went in, got that
Yeah.
angle. Yeah, and then woman in a cafe. This one was great too, because I think I also added in the prompt, started with a shot of her in the cafe, and then I said, let's show me the scene from outside the cafe through the window.
So cool.
And then I was able to get that window glare reflection for the storyboard. And then, yeah, it's pretty much similar process for, you know, mountains, character in the mountains,
Yeah.
and then just change the angle. So now in this part 2, we're going to take all these images and turn them into videos and do an edit of our commercial. I'm going to load, this is our first frame from our images that we made. This was our real photograph image from
Wow.
outside the office here, composited with our fake
Model,
actress.
yeah.
Yeah. Same with these. This one came out really nice. Where it just has this walking shot and then sun.
Wow. Okay, style.
Yeah. And then if we hop over here to Premiere, then yeah, basically you just treat them like normal video clips and edit away. Let me go back to the script, because we have our sort of fake script that is
Oh, that's right.
our shots of the person, and then there's a couple of voiceover lines of a narrator, and then there is a line from the character. where the character says there is no line. So yeah, my prompt for this was the woman stops mid-climb, turns to the camera and says in an American accent, because it was giving me other accents before. You're using VO and you want to like have the character say something specific, you could put them in quotes and it will usually honor it. And I can play the one back that I generated. I think this is the better one.
There is no line.
All right, so back to Premiere. I generated the voiceover with the text-to-speech in another program. So we have this temp voiceover, regular music that I brought in.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, let me just play it.
Yeah, let's see it.
They'll tell you to pick a lane. Work or play.
Look at the detail of that.
Weekday or weekend.
It's crisp.
But some people don't draw lines. They just move.
There is no line.
Amazing.
Crazy.
So cool. Joey, thank you so much for coming in today, and thank you so much for tuning in.
Thanks, everyone.
Hello guys, what's up? We are back. We are here with Raymond Alva. Today we're gonna walk through some AI assisted culling in Lightroom and then also some distraction removal. I'm like super excited, but Raymond is a Southern California based portrait photographer. You do a lot of work within sort of the music editorial space, I feel like. Like you've done some work for Billboard and Spotify, correct me if I'm wrong?
Yes,
okay.
I have.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
before, yeah.
I tried to do some research.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to dive into what you're going to talk about because I started with Photoshop first, and I'm definitely not the best with like culling. I actually really like culling. Like weirdly enough, I love sorting through photos. But
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not...
wild.
You're like, that's a hot take.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see how another photographer does it because I definitely don't do it like the correct way.
Gotcha.
I feel like-
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be good. Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm excited to stream with you.
Yeah.
Brandon also is an incredible photographer. So if you didn't watch his stream earlier, go back, check that out. And then he'll also be afterwards showing some of his work. So yeah, here is my Instagram showing a little bit about my work. Like Brandon said, I shoot a lot of music stuff. So a lot of like editorial. This is a recent cover that I just did for
So good.
Billboard magazine with artist Junior H for their South by Southwest cover. So I do a lot of
So
stuff
cool.
like that. I do a lot of stuff with Leon Thomas. This was him before getting ready for the Grammys, where he won Best R&B Album. So yeah, this was a super fun project to work on.
Yeah, I love the we were talking about this last night. Like,
Yeah.
I want to get into more pre-award show, pre-event stuff.
Yes.
And this is so cool. It's nice because I feel like a lot of the setup is already almost not done for you, but like they are getting their fit on and stuff for the award show, so you can kind of like jump in there and like
be a fly on the
capture
wall a
it.
little bit and then like pull them aside.
That is so cool to me. I love it.
It's really fun when they're in a good, usually they're in hotel rooms.
Yeah.
And it's really nice when it's a hotel room with like lots of natural window light.
Yeah.
But
it's
then
a little bit of a
sometimes,
challenge.
sometimes there's not window light and it's kind of like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of wild.
Yeah, that's a lot of pressure to jump in there and kind of work with what you have. Have you ever brought like backdrops into hotel rooms? I've seen people do that. It seems like a lot of effort.
It is a lot of effort.
But I do feel like a lot of hotel rooms have curtains and stuff that you can work with. But what kind of like lenses are you bringing in to these shoots? Like, are you using a pretty wide lens in case you don't know how big the room is? Maybe?
Yeah, you would think so. You would like that'd be
with, like, an
really
85.
smart. That'd be really smart. No, I just switched over to a new camera system, to the GFX Fuji system, and so I only have one lens for that camera, which is a 45 to 100 millimeter.
Okay.
But that's in medium format. So in like full frame format, that's technically like a 30. It's like a 35 to like 80, I think.
Gotcha. Okay.
So kind of like a 24 to 70. Like
Okay.
It's equivalent.
Yeah.
That's like what people use a lot.
Yeah.
but
24 seems good. Like
24
around
is
that,
good.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do wish I had a little bit wider.
Totally.
I'm looking for a fisheye right now.
Yeah.
Like if anyone wants to sell me theirs.
Yeah. Fisheyes
me
are
up.
so fun,
I
but
love
then
fisheyes.
you're so wide, and then you like see your own feet.
Oh,
And
yes.
You're
Ooh, no,
like, it's a little
100%.
like, there's no in between. Well, there is, but with fisheye, it's like, it's crazy. You can literally see everything.
Yes.
Like I'll try to like, I feel like I'll whip out a fisheye during a shoot and be like, this is so fun. And then I'm like, wait, we can see the ceiling.
Everything.
Like really everything. But it
Yeah.
is such a unique look. I love a fisheye.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So and then I do have a little like Fujifilm X100V that I shoot with as well, and that's a 35 millimeter, but I have a 28 millimeter equivalent on that. And that's,
nice.
That's like a little point and shoot. So
Yeah, okay, cool.
like some of like this was with the bigger boy.
Yeah.
And then
You
this
bring
is with
both
the
of them?
smaller boy. Yeah, so
Okay.
I have like both of them strapped on me.
Love that.
And it makes it nice for like this kind of stuff, the more like fly on the wall, documentary, reportage stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, I have like a small little flash on it, and I can get in those tight spaces
Yeah.
and like be a little bit more documentary and kind of looser with it.
Yeah, I
So,
feel like with artists too, and
crop
like
is fun.
celebrity talent, like they don't have all the time in the world, so you do kind of need to just be working on the fly and when things are happening, when they're getting ready, So it needs to be like kind of like you need to be going for it.
yeah, you do have to be going for it. You have
Yeah.
to take some risks, and sometimes it pays off. And
Yeah. No,
sometimes-
those are great.
Yeah.
You killed it. I'm sure you didn't even have that much time either.
No.
So I'm like getting anything successful is like
he performed at the Grammys too, so he had to like go early to like do rehearsal, and so I like got to his hotel at like 7 a.m. and I was like,
because he was best new artist. Is that correct?
yeah,
Okay,
mhm.
cool.
Yeah, he was best new artist.
Yeah.
he didn't win sadly, but
Olivia Dean won, right?
I know,
Yeah.
which it's like it's
Yeah.
Olivia Dean.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
Understandable.
She's great.
So yeah. Thank you guys for checking out my work. Be sure to check out my Instagram and website. I have some other, if you want to like check out more specific projects, I have them all right there. But today we are going to be working on some photos with a local musician, a friend of mine. His name is Chris Merrill. He is a country artist, which is a little different from the sphere that
Yeah.
I'm usually in.
Yeah.
But he had some new music coming out, and so he needed some new press photos as well as a single artwork cover.
Super cool.
So we are going to be working through those images today in regular Lightroom today, not Lightroom Classic. There's a couple features in here specifically that I want to be able to show you guys.
Yeah. Are you more of a Lightroom Classic person normally?
Usually.
Okay.
Usually. But depending, I mean, it's super nice having like the cloud function and like being able to share between your phone.
Totally.
And like it's nice that like my presets, like, they line up with what's it called? Like my app on my phone. And so
Yeah.
I'm like always using
Yeah.
these presets on my phone,
Totally.
which is pretty cool.
Do you ever use like the integrated presets that Lightroom gives you, or are you?
I actually
create
don't.
your own?
Yeah, I create my
That's
own.
interesting because I weirdly use theirs, and
Yeah.
it's funny because I have tried to sort of start using my own, and like me and my friends have been sharing each other's.
Yeah.
And I can like kind of tell sometimes when people are using the integrated ones because the color grade is so like I'm like
you
locked
know
in on
it.
it
You
now.
know it. Yeah.
And I love it. It's just funny because I can start to like I can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that. I
But
definitely feel
because
that.
it's so good, like, and it's just there for you, and it's
Yeah.
like so low effort.
Yeah,
which is
and
really
they're
nice.
pretty like subtle too, right? Or-
Yeah, well, you can like
there's, like, a
control,
lot of different
but
ones.
there's a ton. So there's like a vintage pack, cinematic. Like there's like probably like 10 to 15 different packs.
Okay.
And I always aim for like the vintage pack and the cinematic 1, cinematic 2.
Sick.
Those are like mine, and then I feel like some of those in there always look good on like any photo. It's like one of those kind of presets.
100%. That's sick. Cool. So yeah, so this is my whole shoot from this session, which is like insane. No one ever sees a full shoot of mine. And you could see like I
heard it here
am
first.
shooting. I am spraying and praying. I am, like there's some bad exposure ones in here. There's some blinks. There's some blurs. There's some shots that, will never see the light of day. But I wanted to show you guys what it looks like to sort through all of these images.
Yeah.
I've been known in the past to kind of be a digital hoarder a little bit.
Oh, I totally understand.
Yeah, like I keep
Yeah.
everything from a shoot,
So do I.
and it's like a problem. And now that I have like this new like medium format camera, I'm like starting to learn of like, oh, I need to delete these photos or
Yeah.
else I will lose. Like
Yeah.
I will not have any more space. And hard drives are not like, they're not the vibe right now in terms of buying new ones. So
Yeah.
hard drives are expensive. So yeah, so I want to show you guys what that looks like. Before the assisted culling, I would literally go through and like star like ones that I want. And like these are so similar, but like there's no reason to keep both of them.
Yeah.
So I would literally go through the whole session looking at every single
That's
one.
kind of what I do. So
Yeah.
we're gonna.
Yeah, we're gonna do something different today.
Yeah.
So
We're all learning here. 'Cause
Yeah.
That I literally compare and contrast. Keep,
Yeah.
Like, I just. I weirdly again I like it, which sounds a little crazy.
sometimes
but-
it's fun, but when you're shooting like a wedding and you
Oh,
have like
God.
6,000
Yeah.
frames to go through,
Yeah.
there's like I would no.
No,
not at
there's
all.
literally no
Not at
way.
all. No
Especially
way.
when a lot of times I'm sure with music stuff, and again the sort of like celebrity talent with award shows, like they want that stuff like that night
So
or like
soon.
next day
Yeah.
at like latest it seems, and I'm definitely not the best like delivering quickly.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be like game changing.
Yeah. So this is sick. This is a feature, assisted culling, using AI to look at all of your images and sort them into what's in focus, if your eyes are in focus, if your eyes are closed, if you have misfires, if you have like weird exposure issues. It's going to be able to sort all of your photos into these different categories and then give you the freedom to pretty much do whatever you want with them afterwards. So
Yeah, that's the best part. Is like
Yeah.
you're not locked.
it's not locked in.
into-
Yeah, exactly. So like even looking at this is my subject focus. If I click this is going to make it so that anything where the full subject is relatively in focus, it's going to select them. And so as you could tell, it rates them in a point system. So this on the left is showing, all the way to the left of this is soft and all the way to the right is sharp. And then we have this little 50 point right there. It's kind of small, but what this is meaning is it is going through and rating every single photo and looking at the subject, and it's giving the focus of the subject like a point system based out of 100. So all of these, if I hover over this check mark, it says that, this on the top right of that little pop-up, it says score 95. So that means
pretty high.
That's pretty high. That's pretty good.
Yeah. You like get offended. You're like, it's a little low.
Yeah, I know. Like this one is 52,
Ooh.
and so this one's barely making the mark on if this
It's like a D.
Yeah, it's
Maybe
like
C.
all right. It's yeah, like sometimes. And the cool thing is, on the left here, you could see how many images were selected with over 50 points and how many were not. So even if we click on the rejects, all of these images, so like this one is a 46, so it barely
so
missed
just-
it.
Yeah.
And so even if we click D to go a little closer, it's like, yeah. This
It's
is
like
a pretty,
almost there.
It's like almost there.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a pretty high megapixel camera, so like a lot of stuff is in focus.
Yeah,
but
it looks pretty good to me. So
Yeah.
it's cool though that you can obviously go into the rejects and like
Still
if you
pick
do
out
like
ones.
something, because I feel like when I'm sorting through photos like manually, I do sometimes look for how the subject might like themselves in it, and sometimes
Yeah.
they aren't quite in focus, but you still want to save it. So it's nice that you can obviously
Yeah.
go back and like maybe plug that back into a selections ones, or it doesn't just like get rid
Exactly.
of them like right
Like
up. Like, okay,
everything.
it's done. It's like
Yeah.
you can go back and
Yeah.
take a look.
So that's what I really like as well. And like even so we go back to our selects, then we could go to even higher of a number. And this is only giving us 59 photos, like the top 90 percentile of the in focus shots, which like I could already tell like it's getting rid of a little too much, I think, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Like I know there's some photos in between these photos that I really love. And, you know, I think that's the thing with using certain tools within these programs is, you know, we still have to make the conscious decision of, okay, this is helping me, but we're still in control of these photos.
Totally.
And I think it's like important to remember that.
Yeah.
And like not 100% rely fully on these tools. You know, they're tools to help, you know?
Yeah. And this could also be a really good thing to use when like a client is only looking for maybe like 10 photos or something.
Totally.
So it's like what 10 are the strongest, and it can tell you that.
Yes.
Because I feel like with being photographers, like a client will approach you and want a specific amount sometimes. Sometimes it's so open-ended where it's like, just send the good ones and we'll like it's honestly up to us how much we want to send. And if it is a sort of like quick turnaround, sometimes you don't have the time to edit all 100 good selects. You need to send like maybe 20 just like solid ones, like at most or something. So that like really nice sort of like getting into the weeds of like the best ones is very, I can see that being very helpful.
Totally. Yeah. So that's the subject focus where it's kind of looking at the overall subject, you know, whether that's a person or an object that you're shooting. Then you can get even more specific with if you're shooting with portraits, you can click eye focus, and this looks specifically at the eye. So this is really, really sick.
I mean, that's the most important
That is
part.
the most important part, 100%. So sometimes if you're shooting full body, like it doesn't matter too much, but sometimes if you are shooting, you know, kind of images like this or even images like this, then you're going to want, you know, that eye is
it's
pretty
crucial.
there. It's
crucial.
I
feel like that's the one thing, like when I first started was like, I need to zoom in and see if the eye is in focus. And if it is, like, we're good to go. You know? Like things can be a little out of focus, but if the eyes aren't, I feel like that's pretty key.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure. So yeah, just going down here, you could also reject photos without any people's eyes, which I think is an interesting option. You know, but I am shooting a couple of these images. Where are they?
Especially with like a test shot maybe in between. When it's like, oh, we don't need that. We don't even need to see that. So let's get rid of that.
But I think like even like I have a couple like more like landscape or like
that you
details
wanna
like
keep.
supplemental. Yeah, that if I clicked without people's eyes, then these would be taken out. So it's good to know. But for me, I'm not necessarily going to do that. Yeah. And then, so, or you could do with eyes open. Say if you want to get rid of any blinks, but you know, there are some times, you know, I know a lot of people, I've shot a lot of artists where they're, like playing guitar and they're closing their eyes and like even here, I think he's closing his eyes.
Yeah. Sometimes when I'm shooting more like creative sort of portraiture, I'll like tell the subject to close their eyes. So be like kind of leaning into the light. So it's definitely nice to have that control.
Yeah, you know? It gives you the option for sure. And then like even clicking that, that it got rid of like 5 images.
Okay.
So, there wasn't
down from 600. Like, pretty
down. Also you can. So that's the ones that are selecting the images. Then you could also go through and reject specific images as well. So things like misfires, which is really cool because you can go here and you can even search specifically like through these ones, like why is something getting like why is something really getting taken out or selected. So as you click more of these, it'll show you like, okay, this is because of it's not being selected because it looks like it's an accidental shot. Which is interesting. So and then you can even go in here. I'm gonna take off exposure. I usually like to take off exposure just because we are shooting in RAW, and so there's a lot of room to
I would
move
probably
around
do
with
the
these
same
characters.
I used to shoot like super underexposed, like on purpose, and like to protect highlights because I was shooting at low light and I didn't want a lot of my ISO being super high.
Yeah.
So I would definitely do the same where I would like turn that up. I like how it's based on the shoot. You can be like you can change things you want for these selections.
You don't like have these for your like whole Adobe account or like whole Lightroom like profile. So
yeah, I also like how it says it on the top. That's cool.
So the cool thing about that is like you can look up. This is showing all of these, but I can even just go to like.
Oh, you can just get rid of it up there. Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's
these
like
are the ones that are rejected only based off misfires.
Yeah.
So pretty interesting. I'm gonna turn those on. Yeah, I like that. That's giving me some good options. Love that. I remember, you know, what I shot during the shoot, and so I'm kind of like making sure a little bit.
How long after shoots do you usually go through selects? Like, is it dependent on the deliverables, or are you someone who, like, right when you get home, you do it?
I'm usually like a next day kind of thing.
Okay, it's giving like it's like the same energy as like when you get home from a trip. Like, when do you unpack?
Yeah,
100%.
100%.
I feel like it really. It's funny because I feel like I'm a kind of unorganized person.
Yeah.
Like, my email has like I have like a 50,000 email.
Yeah,
like, I'm that person
same.
where my inbox is like flooded and people see my phone and they're like, "You're insane."
I have a heart attack. Like,
Same with my
low-key.
messages.
Yeah.
But when I get home, like, I immediately unpack. And like,
Interesting.
and like, I feel like with shooting, I'm like next day as well.
Yeah.
So maybe let us know in the chat what
it depends
what you are,
on
but-
like how stoked I am, I think, on the shoot.
Yes.
I think that plays a big factor because
Yeah.
like there'll be times where I'm like still on the shoot and I'm like the client just left and I'm still at the studio and I'm like, okay, let me look at these. Like, I need to deep dive. I need to like tweak my color like already. And then there's sometimes where I'm like, I don't want to look at that shoot. Like I don't like, I just like feel, and then I look at it and I'm like, oh, that was actually really good. That was super fine.
Do you ever feel like sometimes when I like personally have like a shoot that I think I'm like obsessed when it went really well, I like put those off more sometimes. I don't know what it is about that. Like I almost don't know how to retouch them or how to go about it because I almost feel like they're like good at it as is, and I'm like, I'm just like, they need to. I think about it like they need to just sit there and exist because it went so well, and I don't want to like touch it anymore. It's weird. It's like this weird mindset thing I have with shooting, but. It definitely depends like what the shoot is and where it's going and what the timeline is, but I feel like I try to do it within the next, like after the shoot, the next few days, because when you do remember what you shot, it's easier to go through the selects.
It is, yes, 100%. I also, there's this aspect of it where like I will look at them for the first time, and then once I cull everything down, then I'm like in my color stage, I'll like do a light color, and then I'll like come back to it like a day or two later. Yeah, because it's like our eyes get so like, I don't know, focus on something, and we come like, it's like nose blind. It's like, like that commercial where it's like we don't realize, oh, those skin tones are terrible.
Yes.
You know, like we become so attuned to it, so we need like time to like
let
100%.
It
breathe a little bit. Yeah.
I also feel like where you're editing and what the lighting is and the time of day is like a big part of that, because sometimes I'll get excited to go through selects and edit during the day, and then I like look at it at night and I'm like, that looks awful.
Yeah.
Like the colors are not what I wanted. So I totally agree about you know, coming back to it.
Yeah. Cool.
Jacob said you either unpack a suitcase the day you get back or the week after. Honestly, that is so true.
Yeah.
I think maybe that's why I do it immediately, because I know that if I don't do it that night or whatever, it'll just sit there.
It's just
sitting
there.
And it's like the clothes are giving like a little unwashed, so there's just like the steam. Actually.
That's crazy. Dang. Throw back to our last stream with Emily. We need some deodorant ads for that one. That's crazy. Cool. So yeah, so I'm feeling pretty good about this sort of selection. It's not perfect, you know, obviously it shows that we still have 335 images. But I think this is a good starting place. So I'm gonna go through, I am going to go through and batch actions. And this is what I was talking about earlier, where you can choose what happens to these photos when you're in the process. So For my selects, I could either apply a flag, apply a certain rating, apply a color label. I could copy them to my cloud account, or I could add them to a specific album. And then for the rejects, it's essentially the same thing. But I also have the option to just delete them, send them to the trash. I'm done. Like I said, I don't usually do that.
Me neither.
But I think what is really cool, and I'll go through and show you right now after we make our first selection, is I'll go through and I'll adjust the parameters to the really, really low out of focus ones, and then I'll maybe delete those ones.
Okay.
So then it's
at least
okay,
there's
these are
something.
really, really out of focus.
Yeah.
Like the 5 points, or whatever.
Yeah. No, I don't even do that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
bad.
I'm learning too. So it's
No, I'm
it's a
this
process.
is rubbing off on me because it's just where do they end up going? You don't touch them anyways.
I know.
And it's funny because I feel like, I'm sure you too, you'll have someone or a client or someone who wants to maybe license something, look for a specific photo, and they're not looking for the trash photo,
They're
the
not.
1-star ones.
Yeah.
So there's no really reason to save them. It's just I think it's a safety thing where
Yeah.
it's what
it's
if,
if I need something for a plate to Photoshop something else in,
Oh,
that's how
yeah.
I use
That's
it kind
nice.
of.
Yeah.
I've never had to actually use that though. But that's what I tell myself. That's what I
so
tell
real.
myself. So I like to work with the starring system when I'm going through. I'll do my first batch of culling and I'll do a 1-star, and then I'll go through and do a 2-star, and the 2 stars are usually what I send to clients. And then my 3 stars are my selects. That's usually how I do. And then I'll always if, say if I'm sending proofs to a client, low resolution proofs, I'll send them all the 2 stars, but then I'll send them another folder of the 3 stars, and I'll let them know, hey, these are my selects. When this is a shoot where they're choosing selects and they're sending images back, and then I'm going in and retouching those ones.
That's really smart because I
Yeah.
feel like clients are hiring you because they trust you.
Exactly.
And they want to see what you have selected. I feel like
Yes.
it depends on the person, of course. Sometimes even when I'm shooting friends, they're so specific of angles they like of themselves, and maybe something I would pick isn't what they would pick. But I feel like for the most part, if you're, a good photographer, you're also keeping in mind what the person is looking like, and you're not just looking at the composition and the lighting in the frame, but you're looking at, is this a good photo of this person? Because if you're taking portraits, that is honestly one of the biggest parts about it. The person in the photo has to also enjoy how they maybe appear if they're going to also post it, if it's an artist or something. So it's a huge part of the selection and the editing process.
For sure. So here you can see, so all of my selects that I selected with my AI culling is all 1-star, and then my rejects, my misfires, my out of focus shots are all set with a reject flag. And this kind of just, I don't know, it grays it out. It makes it easy to for me not to look at them, but still, they're there. But to have an added layer of my rejects and then my negative rejects in a way, I'll go to subject autofocus. It was at 50. I'm going to bring this even down to 20, I think.
Yeah. And I'll get rid of the ones you really
Yeah.
Because I'm so similar to you as where I'm what if, what if there is something that's in there that we want. So it's definitely important to think in a not a scarcity mindset, but sometimes when if you let a program do everything for you, you do need to be in somewhat control to make sure it's a collaborative process, even if it is doing it for you.
Totally. Okay, I don't know.
Where was this
wanna adjust
location? This was really cool.
This is at his parents' backyard.
Oh,
he grew up
easy.
here.
Oh, wait, I love that
Yeah.
connection.
Yeah.
That's really great. I love those last ones are maybe my favorite with the blue sky. I love that.
Yeah, those are fun.
So was this shot with a flash, I would assume?
This was,
Okay.
yeah. Okay, now it's finally showing up. Oh, see, even these ones, yeah. It's funny sometimes because these ones, I like the feeling of these, even though it's technically a rejected image, but
Yeah. That one's
let
giving
me see.
SZA cover album.
a little
for sure.
bit, yeah, I could see that.
Just fall coded, maybe.
Let me see if I have other ones of those images in here.
And maybe let us know if you're
Oh, it took out
tagging along. If you guys, maybe if you're a photographer, if you use flash or your more natural light, and then also let us know if you prefer like how you go about making your selects, because I'm always interested to see another photographer's workflow. I think we can get so, not in our head, but we can get so tuned into what we're doing, and it's so nice to watch like someone else work. So I hope you guys are taking this all in, because it's definitely helpful, you know.
Yes.
Everyone goes about some things so differently, and even if you're not doing this exact workflow yourself, like the little tidbits that Raymond is doing, like you can take away with, you know, what resonates with you, I feel like.
Yes, totally. And that, yeah, everyone has something totally different, and if it makes sense to you, then do it.
Yeah.
If it makes sense to me, I'm gonna do it, and you don't have to do it. So
Yeah,
that's
so real.
very, very key. So on Lightroom, we have this little drop down for filters, the little refine search button. And this makes it, because I starred them, I can go through and now it's only showing me my 1 stars, or if I wanted to look at my rejects, I can go through and maybe search through. Maybe if there was like one image that I was shooting and I was like, oh, that was a hero, and then it accidentally put it in the rejects,
Yeah.
I can make sure.
Do you ever send, oh, sorry. Do you
No,
ever
go
send
ahead.
your clients like just your selects before the edit, or not always?
Not a ton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like for me to do that, it has to be like a literal friend who like they want, like if I took their photo and they want to see their
Yeah.
favorite 10 and they are very specific, I'll do that.
Yeah.
But I'm very similar where I feel like I just send the edits.
Yeah.
You know?
I usually just send it.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah. So even a lot of these are kind of not.
I feel like we're
hitting
getting
as
there though.
much.
Like it's starting to really come.
Yeah, I'm
together.
gonna do a really tight cull on these. That's
Uh-huh.
still loading, but that's in focus. I know.
We're like,
I know it is.
Yeah, but it's funny because like maybe someone like me, I wouldn't know that, but you were there, like you were.
Yeah, I
there
know.
On site.
Yeah.
You know what was in focus.
Oh yeah, these are a favorite.
And are you, when you're going through selects, are you starting to think about an edit? Or are you so just locked in on like what the selections are looking like, if that makes sense? Like, are you starting to like think about how they're all gonna have the same sort of color grade, or maybe
Yes,
okay.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially within one shoot, I like to keep all of my color very consistent.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
That's-
within like one shoot, one project. Especially just because this specifically was for like a single rollout and like press photos, and so I want the whole rollout to feel similar.
Totally. Yeah, that makes, these are really cool as well. Was this natural light?
This was natural.
Okay.
Yeah, like insane natural light. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I remember we were shooting and I had strobes and I was like, this
No.
is crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I also love like glasses in shoots. I know
Yeah.
that like I know they sometimes create that reflection happening.
Which we'll get into.
Which okay.
We'll get into it.
Okay,
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah.
It's funny because whenever I shot with glasses, I used to like intensify the reflection.
Oh,
Like it
crazy.
was something that like I would purposefully like bring objects in the foreground to then reflect
Yeah.
off the like. It was more of like a stylistic approach, but I know we're gonna get, like you just said, we're gonna get into like it's a.
Sometimes it
Lightroom
works,
feature.
sometimes it doesn't.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Which is so specific to
Sick.
photography.
So now I'm gonna go 2 stars, and just like that, we went from 200 images to how many do we have? Where's the number? 10. I said we were gonna get to 5 in the last stream, so I'm gonna make sure we do that right now.
Really?
I'm gonna do it.
Because like for me, I'm like 10 is like great.
Oh yeah, 10 is great. Yeah,
so-
100%.
But 5 is like you're like it hurts.
It's a
you know.
yeah. I
Sometimes it hurts, but I love when I'm making selects, and it does start to, even if they're unedited, it starts to look really nice. Where it's like for this, it's like the best photo from each location.
Yes,
almost. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. Oh man, I don't know which one to take out. I think 7 might be my cutoff point.
Yeah,
know.
no,
What
and
do you
that's
think?
fine.
Yeah.
I think this is great.
Okay, cool. Sweet. So I'm
I'm like more.
like why? Yeah, I'm gonna start off with this guy, and just to start off these guys, I have all of my presets here. The that I've made just over the years. I have some color, I have some black and white, a lot of different tone ones and for different things. This like Zion one, I made this when I was in Zion, what's it called? For Thanksgiving a couple years ago, and
cool.
like with all the rocks and everything, and it was like, it's so pretty in nature.
Yeah.
Do
you name them based on like
kind of
because I was talking to Emily where like my names are all over the place.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Like I'll name the preset the person that I was shooting.
Yeah, sometimes I do that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like this 800T, it's kind of based off like a tungsten like film.
Oh, really cool.
Yeah, it's like cine still.
Yeah.
So it kind of gives this like really nice like blue tone to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm actually like really liking this color like already.
It's so
like
sick. Yeah.
so,
You're like, I'm done.
Yeah, I know. Like I'm done. We're done with the stream. Thank you guys so much for coming. So and what I really like to do, we kind of talked a little bit earlier about like giving your eyes a break kind of.
Totally.
And one tool that I use a lot is just like checking the before and after, just using the slash tool.
I do the same thing.
Yeah, just like I'm always checking this just because like I still want to be rooted in reality a little bit. I don't want it to be like too crazy sometimes unless that's what I'm going for, but usually I don't. So and I'm just gonna copy these settings. I'm gonna move over to this guy. I think I'm gonna bring my contrast down a little bit, bring up my exposure. Yeah, that's looking really nice.
Yeah, this is super cool.
Yeah, and then the cool thing, I also like to like change my background color
I do the
too.
same thing?
Yeah.
Okay, it's funny watching someone work because like you think you're not the only one doing things.
Yeah.
But it's funny to see someone do the exact things you're doing.
For sure. Yeah. So I'm gonna tweak this. This I think is like a hero portrait image, and so I'm just gonna do. I feel like his like body's a little too bright, so I'm gonna bring this down.
Oh, you're quick with the masking. I'm like, I feel like I'm not the fastest, so
Yeah.
like, I'm like, damn, that was quick.
Yeah, I feel like that's fairly good. Yeah, I mean, I can maybe bring up his eyes a little bit, but I'm gonna do that after I do use this new distraction removal tool in Lightroom. And this is in Lightroom Classic as well, I believe. So there's different things. So say if you're doing a portrait shoot in public maybe, and there's a bunch of people like on the street behind you, you can get rid of, the distracting people in the background. Right here, there's no like distracting people necessarily. If you have maybe a dirty sensor on your camera, you can auto get rid of all the dust.
That is huge.
That's
for
huge.
Because I don't
insane.
know about you, but I use like lens filters
Yeah.
on my lenses,
Yeah.
and there's never a time where I use them where they're fully clean.
For sure.
It almost feels like they're like attracting dust.
Yes.
And you can
100%.
see it. It's sometimes it's really bad. So I'm manually going in there and getting rid of those. That is for me, that's huge.
Oh, it saves so much time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So funny enough, because I just got this camera, there's absolutely no dust on the sensor.
Okay,
and because
nice.
I only have one lens, I'm like not taking the lens off too. So.
You're like, this is never going to. Some cameras now have, at least one of my Nikon, I think it's like the Z8 has a
like the cleaner.
Yeah,
inside.
in it. Yeah. So you just like click a button, you can almost hear it like do it.
Oh,
thing.
yeah,
It, like,
yeah.
gives itself a little bath.
It like shakes it off. Yeah, a little bath. Yeah, a little bath time
Which is,
vibes.
I feel like you used to have it to do the little like.
Yeah, the air
thing
duster and the
yeah.
swipe, and yeah, it's annoying.
Yeah, it's just another layer to being a photographer. There's already so many things that come out.
Yes.
It's like now I have to clean everything.
Yeah. Yeah, for real. So there's those two options, and then there's also the reflections panel, which I see as like a huge win for people who wear glasses specifically. We talked
Both
a
of
little
us?
bit, yeah, both of us. Oh my gosh, but we just talked about like how sometimes it's like good to have reflections, but then sometimes it's not wanted.
Yeah.
This is one of those times where it's not wanted. And so if I just click this little apply, there's different qualities. You could do like a preview to get like a low res kind of like, doesn't get rid of it super well. But it's kind of like to visualize what's going to happen if you click the standard or best. I like to just go with best.
I do that every time.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, if you give me the option,
The best option, I'm gonna go with
click
it,
that.
like 100%. So, and this takes a little bit of time, and it's essentially analyzing the whole frame and looking for where there are reflections in the frame.
Yeah.
This is really good for if you're shooting like through glass, like maybe in like a cafe, like kind
So
of like
true.
that kind of shoot.
Yeah.
This is really good for that. The glasses is great, and it doesn't necessarily get rid of like 100%, at least in my experience, but it gets rid of them to where they're not a distraction.
Yeah.
Which is the key. Like I'm totally fine with like a little bit of glare in there.
Yeah.
But as long as it doesn't take away from the actual image and the actual shoot. So that's kind of how I like to use it.
I mean, some glasses are basically like a mini little like mirror.
Yeah.
And sometimes you could even see yourself, or you can see the lighting or the crew. And like sometimes I will, if I am getting like an inspiration image from a client or something where they're like, can you recreate this sort of lighting or this photo, I'll sometimes like, not always the glasses specifically, but sometimes I'll zoom in on the subject's like eyes and you can see what light they were using, if it was natural light or like a strobe or like a softbox.
Yeah.
And so sometimes if it's not removed, it can almost be a little clue to like how you shot it, which is not always maybe how you want to deliver your images.
Yeah. I mean, that's when I'm always like looking at other photographers and I'm like, how do they light this? I zoom into the eyes.
Yeah.
That's the one thing.
Yeah.
It's funny. One of my friends, he was one of my old professors. He used to, because he knew that people would do that, he would Photoshop more couch lights in the eyes.
That he's trolling.
Yeah, it was insane. Like
really
when he
funny.
told us that, like he would literally add like little just specks of light or dust like into the eye,
is
and then it
trolling.
makes it look like he's using like a 5-light setup, and it's really just like window light.
And someone does it and they're like, why isn't it doing it?
Like, what is he doing?
That is
Oh
so
my gosh.
funny.
Yeah.
I've never thought about that.
It's insane. It was insane.
But yeah, it's sometimes fun to get in there and emphasize like an eye sort of like reflection. It's just up to you, like how you want to do. I know with specifically with maybe like headshots, sometimes those, like, I remember I've taken headshots for friends.
Yeah.
And I remember my one friend like sent her the headshot I took of her to the agency, like this was a while ago, and the agent was like, where's the catch? Like they were like, we need the catch light. Like that was like what
Interesting.
the first thing that they were like, it needs to be emphasized more.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, interesting. Cause like, again, you're not gonna do that in a normal setting usually.
Yeah.
Like maybe
Yeah.
even like an album cover or single cover, like you're not gonna be like, let's get in there and really like dodge and burn the eye.
Yeah.
Like, but for headshots, something that you would maybe do. It just depends on the type of photography.
Yeah, it depends. I shot a headshot a couple weeks ago, and it was really funny because the person that we were shooting, they had blue light glasses on.
Oh, and are those
And
really reflective or?
So they are reflective, but it was really funny because like you could see like the umbrella light that I was using.
Oh yeah.
And because like it was like warm, or it was like daylight colored light hitting him.
Yeah.
But then when it hit the blue light, it got rid of all the blue. So then the reflection was red.
Oh.
It was so crazy.
Whoa.
And I was like immediately like, oh my God, this is incredible. Like,
Yeah,
I
that's
wanted
sick.
like purposefully do this now.
Yeah.
So I haven't done it yet, but I'm like
That's
scheming
really
and planning.
cool. Yeah. You're like, how can I do this? That's what's fun too about like just getting out there and shooting is like you will create these like happy accidents in some way that you just want to like continue to almost recreate moving forward because you like never know.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen. Like sometimes light just does crazy things and like reflects off different places that you're not expecting it.
Yeah.
Especially when you're starting out, I feel like when you don't have a good, maybe the best grasp of lighting, it's like you will just make happy accidents.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. My computer, we were just talking about how our computers are old, and
Oh, now it's going.
Now it's going, but
Yeah. I know, but it's like, it's old but gold. Because it's like when
Yes.
your computer is getting up
Old
there.
Faithful. It means it's
like,
put in work before.
Yeah, and it also has like all of your stuff on it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait. It did good.
There we are.
Yeah.
This is just the standard one too.
Yeah.
And so like we can even zoom in, and like I said, like there's a little bit in there, but it's like, I mean, that's pretty.
No,
fine.
that so you went from best to standard.
I
just
went
'cause
standard,
of-
and
yeah,
just to like save a little bit of like
Yeah.
computing power. And
It looks so good.
yeah. So, and then the interesting thing is, so you have this little like scale here, and this is essentially like how much it's getting rid of the reflection versus like if you go to 0, then it's like this is the image
Yeah.
that you put in there.
Yeah.
And then you go left, and then it turns into only the reflection.
Right. Yeah. Totally. So
then, like, that's the little reflection
That's
taking
crazy.
out. But this is interesting if you are shooting, like, in a window, kind of, and then you could, like, see yourself kind of in it, maybe.
yeah. No, especially for this, you do want to get rid of it in some aspects because it does cover like his eye. Sometimes the
Yeah.
reflections can be like just in a corner and you maybe want to emphasize that, but if it's covering the eye, you definitely want to kind of get rid of that.
Yeah, totally. I'm gonna hit on this shot right now.
Yeah. Ooh, the black and white.
I know, the black and white's the move.
That looks so sick.
The black and white's so sick. So yeah, I'm gonna bring up this guy just a little bit on my exposure. I just want to see in my shadows, I think.
Are you always keeping an eye on your like histogram? Are you? Because I'm someone who kind of ignores it.
Yeah, to a
Not
degree.
yeah.
To a degree. But like, I don't know. I am very much like, I care about the image and like
Totally.
if it
That
feels
comes
good,
first.
if it looks good, then like that's what I really care about. So
I agree.
yeah.
Because sometimes you do, maybe it's stylistic choice, want to blow out the background in some ways.
100%.
And like, so the histogram isn't like always something that you need to keep an eye on. I think when I'm working on levels and I'm adjusting the highlights and shadows, I do keep an eye on it because sometimes I'll want to boost my highlights and be like, I'll check that histogram and be like, wait, it's fine.
Totally.
Like it actually isn't, especially when you're working on a different colored canvas in the background. Like, what's your kind of go-to canvas? Is it this kind of like dark gray?
Yeah, darker. Yeah, this I like the gray. I've been on the gray a lot lately because I don't know, it's just that neutral color where I don't know if people are going to be looking at my images on Instagram with light mode or dark mode.
I know.
And
it's
so,
crazy.
but then also like my website is on a white background, and
Yeah.
so like I am always checking back to that. I
Yeah.
also print a lot of my images as well, and like I'll print those with a white border, like the oh my god, not canvas. I don't.
Like the matte. Or
Yeah, the matte.
Yeah,
matte.
yeah.
Oh my god. I swear I'm a photographer.
No, I have been doing just white, I think, because it gives me a good idea of the highlights. But then I think if you do black, it's a good, then the gray is the middle tone. It's hard.
I know.
But, and also, again, like you said, you don't know what people are actually viewing your image on, like if it is light or dark mode.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like a lot of people now they have their phones on dark mode.
Yeah.
Or maybe let us know in the chat, like if you have light mode on or dark mode, because that'll actually help us out with posting. And then Cody did say, is the clan a country singer?
Yes. His name is Chris Merrill. He's based in Riverside, California, and plays at a lot of like bars and so a lot of like country style concerts and venues.
Yeah.
I think he's playing in Vegas coming up, or he was. But yeah, he's really sick. He also has a lot of original music as well, and then does covers on his concerts. So
Super cool. And did these images come out yet, or you haven't even edited them? This is like
they have.
Okay,
They have.
okay,
yeah,
cool.
so they are actually out. That's why I'm able to work through
I
and
was
show
gonna
you
say.
guys kind of my process. So,
Yeah. Did you end up putting this photo into black and white? Or-
Yes.
Okay.
So funny enough,
This looks so good.
yeah. So what I want to show you guys with this is the new generative upscale feature that's in Lightroom. We know it's in Photoshop, but they just added it into Lightroom, and it's using Topaz. And you have the option to either multiply it by two or multiply it by 4. And I want to show you guys kind of a good function with this. This image, it was shot with a medium format 100 megapixel camera. So this
100 is crazy.
100's crazy. So this file is 92 megabytes.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's like crazy. But
Screenshots are like less than 1.
yeah, no,
don't
like
even
high
know.
key. But a large part of my workflow is printing out my images and bringing them back so that I get sort of maybe the color soaks into the paper a little bit. Maybe I want to do collage work. Maybe I like the texture of the paper. And so I want to show you guys kind of my workflow. I recently got a Polaroid printer, and this is this image printed out on an
So
Instax wide
cool.
Polaroid. So I want to show you guys what it looks like to take a photo of this, scan it in, and so we have the image right here. So here it is.
That is so sick.
And then on my screen, I have a photo of it that I just took with my phone. And, you know, if we zoom into it, it's like, you know, I mean, the phone is fairly decent, but you could still see we got a little bit of some artifacts. It's a little soft, and like this is still pretty high. It's 5 megabytes, but comparing that to all the other images that are in our shoot, it's not the best. So first off, we are going to adjust the geometry of it so we have a flat image. Here it is. What do you think? Should we keep the border of the Polaroid?
I feel like we should.
Okay,
maybe.
okay.
Because we can always crop in
Yeah, we
after.
could. Yep.
And then Dynarex said, do you know how many credits the upscaler uses? I think when we get...
Yeah, it'll show us there.
Yeah. Because maybe it's different for 2x times 4x.
Exactly.
I'm not too sure. But, that's a good way to do it. Because I'm like just pressing in Camera Raw, I press A, it does it for me. But this is like, this feels even more exact because you're going to the corners.
And then I could like go in and like, I like to double check mine just because I'm a perfectionist. And
Yeah, no, this is so cool. I really want to get into more printing and re-scanning. Do you scan or you just do this route where you take a photo? Maybe not.
It kind of depends. Yeah, some stuff is different. Like even if I still have my Instagram at Ratberry, or I could just go back. Like this was all scanned.
Oh,
Yeah.
It looks so good.
And then like I even
And you have a
like, some of
scanner at
these.
home?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, they're scanned from the Polaroid?
Yeah. Well, some of these were, and then these were like little, like literally like this big, like
No
images.
way.
Yeah. So
Wow. So the upscaling, there you go. If
exactly,
you-
it works fairly well.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll go ahead and do that guy, and then we're gonna go to crop now, and then crop that guy.
Yeah, this is so sick. I love seeing like the scanning because I'm not good at this. I don't really know how to go about this, so it's really cool to see.
And then I'm just gonna bring up my exposure just a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Yeah.
maybe add a little bit more contrast in there, and then that looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks pretty similar. And so from here, we can just right click on this guy and then Generative Upscale. And in here, it's going to show that the upscale 2 times is using 10 credits, and then 4 times is using 20 credits. So,
There you go.
and it's nice because it gives us the estimated file size. So if you remember, our original file was 90 something megabytes.
Yeah.
Now this
Insane.
one is going to be 70 megabytes, and it's going to give us a lot more pixel depth, or not pixel depth, but pixel length and width, which will allow us to, even if we wanted to print this image next to the other image, it's not going to be some crazy, difference in quality. So
Yeah.
we'll go ahead and do that 4 and then that is going right now. And what this is going to do is this is going to create a whole nother DNG file, so that, we love a non-destructive workflow. So
Yeah.
this keeps your file here, but then also is going to add another file. So
Love that. Yeah, I've been like trying to experiment with the upscale, but I was like, I wonder because I'm uploading pictures that are already pretty high quality, but this is
Yeah.
the perfect use case when it's an iPhone photo that you printed out from a bigger photo. So this is perfect.
yeah, it's a funny workaround in like thinking about the concept of like printing a medium format photo onto a Polaroid. Like
Yeah.
it's like the best quality you could ever have into like the worst quality.
Yeah.
But then like bringing it back into the best quality that you could have. So
It is funny, but that sort of look is so like hot right now.
Yeah.
The scanned sort of look, because I feel like it gives this almost relatable feel. It's not so digital. You
yes,
know?
100%. And even this, like I love what it does. It like everything's a little sharper. It's not like perfect, it's still a Polaroid, but it almost gives it like I see the lines in the Polaroid like
So
material.
cool, yeah.
And like it gives it very much more of like a painterly feel or like a sketch kind of. Which is exactly what I was going for. So even I'll 2-star that. I'll
Yeah.
go in my whole settings. I'll go to
Yeah, you think it would like almost create artifacts, but it's not. It's just highlighting what's there. which
Yeah.
I like.
Yeah. So even if I have like these 2 images selected, so now here's the original image, and then the scanned.
So cool.
And so it just like adds like something a little bit different. I think this is great for even on a personal side of like working with like old family like photo albums. Like
Oh, yeah.
This is like, I know, like I feel like that's always a thing. Like you get like photo albums and like someone scans them with their phone and they're like the worst quality ever.
Yeah.
And this is like great because like you can sync it with your phone in the cloud and then like bring it into here and then do it all and then re-export into, you know, your backup system or whatever, even if it's just Adobe. And so, yeah, and then even going in here, we have, 42 megabytes now. So
That's great.
Yeah.
Seeing it was literally from what, like a few, just a
It was
few,
5.
5? Yeah.
Yeah.
That is great.
Oh, not that.
Yeah, I like how it's keeping, again, all of that, like, information. Like, I think I was under the impression that it would sort of create
Smooth
this
it.
almost AI-generated
Yeah.
figure. But no, I feel like it's really...
Ooh, look at that texture.
Yeah,
I can
that
feel
looks-
that. Ooh,
That looks insane.
that's good.
Yeah.
That's money.
Yeah, for real. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining this. This was so, like, I feel like I learned so much. I feel like I'm not... like, what you covered is, like, everything I've been wanting to learn almost.
Sick.
Because I feel like I got my color grading down, but I really need to get more into scanning and also a better way to...
Organize.
Yeah, exactly. So this was like everything. So thank you for showing us that, because that was super interesting. If you want to stick around, I'm going to be moving over here. We're going to be talking about dark fantasy engagement shoots. I'm going to be kind of like going through a shoot I just did and sort of walking you guys through the selections and sort of how I'm going to turn those into delivery. And yeah, thank you for joining, and we'll see you guys super soon.
Yeah, thank you guys.
See you
Have a
later.
good one.
Have you ever wanted to make a cartoon but couldn't because of money, time, the money part? And even if you did get all those things, would it still be your cartoon? Well, I have good news for you. If you're a creative with ideas that you want to bring to life, you can do it with Firefly Boards. So let's get started. Here you can see it's a blank canvas. And sure, I could totally just start prompting with one of the partner models, but I'm gonna bring in one of my own illustrations from Adobe Fresco because I want a little more control than that. This is animation after all. I'm gonna use this image as my reference with Firefly Image 5. The reason I'm using Image 5 is because of the 4 megapixel resolution. Now I'll start to describe what I want the character to look like, the kind of style that I'm going for. And I'll use phrases like cinematic lighting and blah, blah, blah texture and a whole bunch of other design terms. I mean, look, just because it's Gen AI doesn't mean you can just abandon those design principles you spent years mastering. You still need to use those. Now, I hit that generate button a few times just to see what I get. I do really like this version of the character that I got, but I feel like it could use a little color correction and a few other things. I'm gonna go over to Photoshop, where I can import the image I just generated and make those slight tweaks. I could totally spend all day trying to prompt one of the models, but the reality is it's just gonna be faster if I go into Photoshop and do this part myself. So that's what I'm doing right now. And I think that looks pretty good. Now going back over to Boards, I'm gonna import and select that image I just color corrected, reference it with Gemini 3, and use that to generate my character sheet. Something we're gonna need because animation, and we're gonna wanna have character turnarounds and all those things. I usually find that if I take the old prompt and just add in character turnaround somewhere in here, Gemini 3 does a pretty good job at figuring out what I'm asking for. Now that I have some variations of this character that I can reference to maintain consistency, I'm gonna go ahead and start to prompt to get some kind of props. Let's give a tired sun a cup of coffee. This is looking pretty good right here. Now, I do think the idea of a cartoon sun kind of standing on a porch in the middle of winter with a bunch of snow at night is a funny concept. So we're gonna start prompting and generating more images. Now, I will say, sometimes I will rough sketch out the scene that I wanna create and kind of do the same process, but with a background. But for this demo specifically, I'm just focused on character consistency. This scene's looking pretty good, and I really like where it's going. We're pretty close to getting ready to generate the actual video, but I'm gonna wanna use first and last frame for this. Something that I always kind of find with generative video, especially when you're using a first frame as reference, you can start to kind of deviate from that character. So it helps if you kind of ground it with your first and last frame. A sun character standing on his porch in the dark drinking coffee. I bet you once he takes that first sip, he's gonna kind of like, wake up and maybe some of the snow melts. So why don't we try to build that scene out? I will say I do have to go back into my character references to kind of generate a version of the character where he's, happy because he just drank his coffee and awake. That would be an important thing too, I guess. We have this second image now of the sun character. He's awake, he's drank his coffee, the snow is kind of melting, it's daytime out, that's nice. And we're gonna use that as our last frame. So I ran this a couple times with a few different models, Gemini, Firefly, Sora, and while I got some really interesting results, the one that really stuck with me was Ray 3. I do really like Ray 3. I think that it's a model that works very well, and it usually does maintain that kind of character consistency that I feel like I look for when doing any kind of animation. Now I can export this and bring it into something like Premiere Pro where I can add in those kind of final touches, sound design, color correction, all that good stuff. The best part about this process is I can go back into my board and I can start to kind of iterate even further. Add more props, add new characters, change up the scene, kind of whatever my imagination wants to create. Firefly and his partner models make it easier than ever to turn your wildest animated ideas into reality. So now it's your turn. I want to know what the big idea is that you've been waiting to bring to life.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Adobe Live. My name is Emily Poulin, and with me once again is Brandon Wolfel, photographer from New York City, all the way here on the other coast with us.
Yes, I literally just switched seats.
That's
there
true.
We are.
Yeah, switch seats, switch coasts. Here he is.
Yeah.
Before we jump into your workflow, you're going to be showing a dark fantasy engagement shoot and the behind-the-scenes process, editing process, or what are we working with?
Yeah, all the things. We're going to go from boards to Lightroom to Photoshop on desktop to Photoshop web, maybe a little Firefly. We're gonna.
Oh my gosh.
So we'll see if we get to all of it, but that's the sort of what's to come.
Amazing. Yeah. Well, cool. I do want to give a quick shout out that there is a new Firefly promotion happening this very day from March 19th today to April 22nd. So I would encourage you, which I believe we can get a link in the chat, to take a look here as far as like what plans are new and what they offer as far as credits and features and models. But there are some new things happening here and a promotion right now, such as free generations, I believe. So I would definitely go check this out. Exciting things happening today through April. So now's the time to Firefly your heart away.
Yes.
Cool.
Get into it.
All right, let's get into it on your side though.
Yeah. Okay, just a quick little intro to my work if you missed the earlier stream. This is some of my recent portraiture work across my Instagram. So as you can see here, I love shooting in the studio. I love working with new people. I love working with continuous light and also like tactile, this one I use like some colored gels to create this sort of nice light to sort of shoot through. This was actually a collaboration with Photoshop. Now that I clicked on it, I'm realizing. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
With Lightroom, actually. But yeah, my work is kind of always evolving. I feel like as photographers, we're constantly, anytime we even work with a new person, it feels like we're evolving in some ways because you're learning how to communicate with someone. And I love like the people I work with, and I love photography. So I'm excited to kind of get into it today. We're gonna start off with this dark fantasy engagement shoot. And if I refresh this, I can see if I can scroll down a little bit on my Instagram to get to the physical post, or it won't go any further, but that's okay. We're gonna just dive into the results. Will be a mystery. We're gonna get into it.
They'll never know.
So some of my best friends, their names are Kaylee and Jack, and we have formed this sort of like long distance friendship because we've never lived near each other.
Okay.
But every time I visit them, I stayed with them for like 5 days to like a week. So it's giving like we're like sisters and brother. Like it's like when we stay together, it's like a week.
Yeah.
Like so we're like fighting, we're like laughing, we're crying. Like I feel like we've seen each other in all of these different aspects of life, and they just recently got engaged.
Aww.
And what was really fun is that I flew out and they moved from LA to Nashville, so I flew out to Nashville and surprised them like as the photographer for the engagement shoot.
What?
And this, what we're gonna get into today isn't like the literal engagement, but it is the sort of like, what would you call like a post engage, like it's still like an engagement shoot, I guess.
100%.
It's just not the proposal is what I mean.
So there are many steps to a
yeah,
marriage situation.
My brain is like trying to figure out what I actually shot.
Where was I?
Where am I right now? But they love, like they're big into like Renaissance fairs.
Cool.
Like it's funny because they are like both like gorgeous and cool and awesome people, but they just nerd out on like and I love it. I love to see it. Yeah. So every time I went to go visit them in LA, we went to the Renaissance fair, and I was not up to date on what it even was. Like I was like, what am I getting myself into? And they were like, you're dressing up, like you're drinking, like what you're gonna like. It was a ball. It was a really good time. And so one time recently I flew out to go visit them, and this came together like super last minute. It actually happened from us like going vintage shopping, and then Kaylee coming across this sort of really gorgeous vintage like wedding dress, and we were like, we should do a shoot with that. So I was there for maybe like 4 nights, and I immediately like bought props, like next day delivery. Like it was like so last minute, but I put this board together to show you guys how it came together, I guess. Because sometimes I prepare mood boards beforehand.
Okay. In
this instance, it was so chaotic and fun that we did have some inspo images, but this is all like after the fact.
Okay.
But it was kind of inspired by like a TikTok in a way, which sounds weird.
The reel. I'm ready.
That I didn't personally make. This is the creator is listed here, but there is this, and I'll play it. There is this sort of like vintage like AI 80s, like I'm naming the craziest words that don't make sense together. But once I press
the AI 80s is wild. I've never been there.
I like fantasy, and I'm like on the side of TikTok, I guess, and it's everyone in the comments is like, this is so comforting.
I'm ready.
And okay, so let me play it. So it's this sort of like nostalgic, like medieval, like, and it's so AI, but it has this like feeling to it that
it's giving The Princess Bride a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel like, which is like a little
And everyone in the comments is always like, watch this movie to get the same feeling. You know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
And so I was like, I want to do a shoot like that, and like they are also, that's what they want to. So
give them what they want.
They were so down. So we kind of separated it into 2 different sort of shoots in the same night. It was
I can see the light and the dark.
A sort of light fantasy, a dark fantasy, and these are some inspo images. And this image was actually created from being in boards, and it's sort of like reading the vibe. And I just like generated this image based on these other images, which is cool.
Awesome.
So it kind of like can read it's like reading the room. Like it's like, I see what you're kind of going for. Here's maybe another image that could work. Here's sort of like the dark fantasy element. And also this image I just threw in there, like this is my friend Kaylee is always sharing like memes like this where she's like, this is me in another life where I'm just like a sleepy little like wizard witch that just like reads books and sleeps on like a mushroom.
I'm ready.
And I love a theme, and I was so down to like help it come to life. So these were the props. Again, I ordered them in a day, and that's why there's an iPhone tripod in here, because it was so last minute that I didn't even have that. Like at home, I have many a tripod. Yes, but in this instance, I was far away from home, and I needed everything I could get, so I like next day delivered
a candelabra on demand. Incredible work. And
like you can really find this like on Amazon next day delivery. But these were some butterfly clips that we kind of placed in Kaylee's hair.
Fun.
We have some different fabrics. I love working with
the fabric moment.
Their back.
Yeah.
They're really fun to create some texture, and also it's fun to shoot through them as well because they act as this sort of flag where there's space in between the fabric and you shine light through that can create a really nice pattern. And then we have this really cool vintage mirror that we found, the candelabra. And I also put in this song, like, I don't know, I didn't even see Wuthering Heights yet, but
Me either.
I have been playing this song by Kate Bush like all like week. I feel like it's just been running in my head.
Moodboard. It's
and I was
go.
like, this I feel like encapsulates the vibe. Sometimes a song draws in a shoot as well. And I know I mentioned earlier, like putting a song to your Instagram post sort of does that as well. It sort of just like brings the whole vibe together. So I just put that there for fun. Like, why not throw a little tidbit in there?
Honestly, I would love sound support in boards in the sense of music. Like I think it'd be cool to like when the client views it, press play, and then look at the board. I could be open to that.
I love
Just
that.
saying.
I love that.
All right, fun.
Yeah. And then I also, this was sort of like a location situation. They recently moved to Nashville, so they didn't have a lot of ideas around like locations, and so I will use this app called All Trails, and it gives you it's for hiking, but it gives you a like location based trail of what it looks like, and it shows you like if it's easy, medium, hard, if there's waterfalls or lakes. It gives you like everything you could ever know.
Interesting take on All Trails.
I love it for photo.
No,
like,
that makes
photo
a lot of
shoots.
sense.
And it also shows you images from people that have been there recently.
Yeah.
So like someone was there like a day before and they're like, this is what it looks like. And because sometimes if you go on Instagram and you look up a location, you're like, this is literally gorgeous, but it's from a whole different month when the flowers were blooming or something. And so being able to see it in real time is like crucial. And so in boards, I just went in and like removed the background really quick to give this a little bit more of a cleaner look. And this location didn't actually work out, and that happens. That happened, some drama, but this was a state park, which is like fine. But the props we had in mind, if we're going back to the props, we had some candles, some live flames, maybe.
Yes.
And they're also, this is like, I feel like not talked about enough or a lot around maybe your subjects feeling comfortable in a photo shoot. So in this sort of like location, it was like busy, and that's something that All Trails may not tell you is what the foot traffic maybe looks like. There's so many people, and they were like, you'll see, but they like, Jack had this like, it's just like a long, they were a caricature of themselves a little bit. So like she had this long dress on and like a veil, and we wanted to like, sometimes when there's people around, it's hard. Yeah. It's hard to like feel like you can pose comfortably.
Especially if you're just a person, you know, you're not like a model. You don't have the, you know, I don't know.
And even, it's funny because I work with them a lot, but even like just the setting up of like draping this fabric on a rock and like lighting a candle, like the idea of it sounds fun and fresh.
I need my privacy to light my candle.
Literally. But then you think about like multiple people walking by, everyone's going to look at you.
100%.
And it's like some people are so fine with that, but I think it just depends. So we shifted locations. It was actually like, again, because we act like brothers and sisters, we were kind of like, it was giving a little bit of drama. Like, where's the cameras, like, filming us? Because it was giving, like, should we even do this? I feel like we shouldn't even do this. Like, it was that kind of energy.
No, stay with it.
Yeah. And so we were driving around, like, trying to find something
stressful.
that could work.
Yeah.
And again, you could do so much preparation, but when it comes down to being in the moment in real time, you can't control like those little aspects like that. And so we were driving around for like 30 to 40 minutes. The sun was setting. I was kind of like, should we even do this? Like, we did prep a lot, and I also was like vlogging it. So I was like, I was like,
everyone.
yeah, I was like, we have the props. We have like, this is Kaylee in her outfit. Like, I was so ready. And then when we got there, it was like,
terrible.
The vibes were so low. We were all, and I feel like sometimes with maybe newer people, and if I'm shooting with like a new model, like you can almost like fake it because you just met them, like you don't know them well enough. But again, when you're working with people that you are super close with, that kind of energy just comes out where you're just like
real about it.
You're just real. So that's what happened. And
were the vibes saved?
They were saved.
Okay.
They were. Imagine I just ended it here.
Yeah, so it didn't happen.
So that's the end of the live stream. No, it happened. So we found this sort of like, it was literally behind an apartment.
Perfect.
And it was just a patch of like almost dead grass, and it had a rock. And it was, the sun was setting, and I was like, it's about to be pitch blackout. We need to do it.
Okay, perfect.
So we'll get into some of the behind the scenes. So it starts with this sort of like energy on this rock.
Okay, love.
And I'm just like posing Kaylee and Jack there. So they're just laying on this rock.
Aww.
And this is the sort of dress I was talking about with Jack's sort of like flowy shirt. And they're so cute. Like, they are so easy to pose because I've worked with them a lot, and they're just so like comfortable with each other, obviously. So it works out. So this is where the candles were brought in.
Ooh.
You can see this like draped over me as I'm like waiting for the next scene.
He always wears that, actually.
Yeah, it's giving, I don't know, it's like some Roman influence
it's
there.
It's giving Centurion.
Yeah, and you can see like this scene is super dark.
Yeah.
So I did have to do some denoising, which we're gonna get into.
I'm excited to see.
But again, I felt like they were even like, can you even shoot right now? It's so dark. And I was like, we can make it work. If we have
I'm a professional.
light source, we're going to make it happen. I want
to see, are they dancing?
Yeah, they're kind of like twisting around, and I'm using an iPhone flashlight. So
that is the professional level. You're like, look, we're going to make it happen.
Again,
that's a bright light. Wow.
Yeah, you can see that I quite literally was not prepared. Like, I would bring my flash, but these, you'll see, like, they came out like insane.
I'm ready.
With the iPhone flash. So if you guys don't have your own, just use your iPhone. So these are some of the results from the light fantasy. So they were like so cute. They're so
dreamy.
Yeah, so I kind of like did some denoising and some clarity, or some declarity and hazing, but I also had some lens filters on my camera lens as well. And it's funny, like, how like happy they look, because again, like, we were like, the drama was dramaing like right before this. So I'm like, they pulled it together real quick. We got an up close of the ring.
Oh, what a fun ring!
It's so fun, right? I think it's very unique.
Yeah.
And very them.
Even the nails, a moment for
I know,
the nails.
and it's funny because again, like, she was not ready for the shoot either. So like, these are not the nails she maybe wanted, but they look sick, I feel like.
No, they're great.
So yeah, these are so fun. And the morning of the shoot, I actually went to a florist like near their apartment and picked these out to like put in Katie's hair.
They almost look fake. Like, I don't think I've seen a flower like that. It's so cool.
Yeah, they almost look like they're like dried or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we got them the morning of. They've just been sitting in the car because we were arguing, I guess, you know.
We're thirsty.
Yeah. So we were able to walk away with like a ton of different options. Like, I don't know how we did this shoot so fast because of the light fading. But again, I feel like with Adobe tools, it's like easy to sort of save a shoot, even if there is a lot of low light energy. And she's also really good at doing her own. This one is giving like Sleeping Beauty.
100%.
Like, I love this one.
Wait, it needs to be a movie poster immediately.
Yeah, like, is it not giving Wuthering Heights vibes?
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it, so maybe...
in my soul, I know.
Yeah, I'm like not sure what happened, so maybe not. But yeah, you can see we sort of draped this
Oh, the rock.
texture over
Yep.
the rock, just to add a little bit more to that fantasy element.
Whoa.
We also played around with that same
Yeah.
sort of like veil, but she like draped it over herself. And like
Obsessed.
to be real, this is literally like an Amazon veil, like a textured
Right.
like fabric.
Could be a tablecloth. We don't know.
Actually, no, I think it was.
You're
I'm
like,
pretty
I didn't
sure
want to
it
say
was.
it, but it's
No.
I mean, but hey,
Whatever
you don't have to take it
works.
literally.
Yeah, and we did some like long exposures with her
Cool.
whipping around
Yeah,
the sort of
very fun.
fabric, and then I had myself sort of draped
All together now.
Yes, I draped the tablecloth. We're gonna call it that.
Yeah.
Over my head, sort of had it over them, and then shot through it.
So cool.
So yeah, it was starting to get dark at this point, so we were like working pretty quick. We had to whip out the candles. So we're gonna move on to like the dark
I'm
sort
ready
of
for the dark
fantasy
fantasy.
element. So this is those.
Yes, look at that candelabra.
Yeah, so we'll start up here. These were the
What?
iPhone flashlight, which is crazy.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not. Like, this is literally the iPhone.
Wow.
Obviously shot with a camera, but
Yeah.
the iPhone
Not
was
shot on
lighting.
iPhone,
yeah,
like with
yeah.
iPhone.
And the candle, we were really
Wow.
nervous. I feel like me and Kaylee are very follow the rules coded.
Yeah.
And so the grass was very dried, and we were
Oh, no, not the
really
fire
worried.
hazard.
Yeah, we were fine because we moved into an area where we knew something bad was going to happen. That was another reason why we sort of strayed away from the state park. Was like
That's really fair.
state park, dried grass, and candles
Hey,
don't sound.
Way to be a mindful citizen.
No, definitely not. And so I always also want to be mindful of things like that. I feel like when
Yeah.
I was younger, I would just like throw confetti and just not be
Mm.
like the most mindful of where I'm shooting.
Yeah, the environment.
And again, this was some random, it was public, but it was like an apartment, like apartments were near it. And so we just wanted to be very cautious
Yeah.
when working with like a live flame, like obviously.
Great advice.
So we took these very, very fast, just so nothing was sort of dripping out or starting to cause any sort of like hazard. This was like that really pretty
Yeah.
sort of mirror that I
That's fun.
love. And we just thrifted this like a day before,
Incredible.
honestly. And yeah, they're again so easy to pose and very
Yeah,
comfortable.
look at her.
I'm not the best at posing, but I feel like when it comes to working with friends and couples who are already comfortable, it's like
Yeah.
you just have to have, you either bring posing inspo or you sort of vibe off how they're already moving,
Mm-hmm,
you know? Because you don't want to ever pose someone how they might feel uncomfortable.
Right.
And so I just try to be mindful of what the vibe is at the shoot.
But they were comfortable with the candelabra, so.
Yeah.
Check.
We also had to get some solos of Kaylee. Like, she needs to have her solo moment. So I was like,
So
Jack, you need
fun.
to step aside.
You're on
This
fire
is-
duty. Be
Yeah.
careful.
But yeah, these are really fun. We also like, this is a little like steamy, but like bringing in a
Ooh,
hand.
okay.
She loves like those like books with the dragon.
No,
Yes.
not the dragon books.
She loves them. So we had to fulfill that like energy of.
Yeah, you delivered. I think these are great.
Thank you. And so we can get into like the vlog that I
Okay.
basically made from this shoot.
Oh my gosh, fun.
So to get into like more behind the scenes of
Cute
what
with
was
the
actually
mirror.
happening. Yeah. And so she's so good at like
Yeah.
styling herself. Like she knows what she like wants. And so she did that herself. And we sort of set up on this little, you can see the like grass again, like giving
see
a
the
little dried up.
A foot.
Yeah.
What an
Yeah.
interesting rock. It almost feels like it's a chair.
Doesn't it is giving
Yeah.
like fantasy. I don't know. Like we got
100%.
really lucky with that. Also, what's fun about boards is you can like move the.
I love how much. Oh wow,
Yeah.
it gives you all the information. I love how many different forms of media you can put into boards, and that
Yeah,
can handle all
exactly.
of it. I think it's awesome.
Exactly.
So cool.
Me using him as like my hand. Like you can just tell like how comfortable we
Oh, cool.
are.
And there's the photo. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So this was a sort of vlog, and also Jack. He is a creative director in himself. He works for
Oh.
an artist in Nashville, and so he was getting his own film photos. It was like a family affair of sorts, like just having fun and
Yeah.
getting creative. I'm like on the rock shooting from a
On the
pretty high angle.
tablecloth?
Yeah. It was like $15, so I was like, I don't really
Yeah,
care.
It's within the budget.
Yes, exactly. But we can sort of move on to maybe some of the more darker images. But yeah, I just brought along some posing inspo because it's not my forte to be like, move your shoulder 90 degrees or something. I feel like I need to sort of come in with a reference and have them copy the reference.
Yep.
So you can see I'm kind of like directing her to like lay here and things like that. I kind of know what I like,
Right.
but it does take a little bit of maneuvering for me to get the right sort of shots. This is when we're moving
Who's
on
that?
over to the little like this area here to have Kaylee in this like, oh, we were doing this sort of overhead shot here with the so it's a multi-use sort
Yeah,
of
it's
tablecloth
great.
situation.
We just got a comment from Jack who was saying, I'm hearing my name. Well, Jack, there was a Jack in the video.
Yes.
And that is a fancy veil. We found it is potentially a tablecloth, but could be yours.
Yes. Amazon
Yeah, you can find it
tablecloth.
online. And then Jacob in chat says, I actually really liked Wuthering Heights. Y'all should see it. So,
I really wanted to.
I do too, yeah.
We need to go to the movies more, like in general, as society.
As a society, another thing.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah. But in the vlog, I also just like to, and this is just all on YouTube. This exists on YouTube if you want to hear audio as well. But I feel like from my subscribers that watch, like they want to know the details behind the settings
Yeah.
and stuff. So I just throw that in there to just give some aid to like how I shot things, because you kind of, especially with this low light scenario.
Really cool to see that, I think.
Yeah, I think it's really helpful for people that are starting out. So the flash that's coming is not from me, it's from Jack, like in the side doing film photos. And then I'm literally, there's no natural light left. I'm just kind of shooting.
We're just hoping.
Yeah, so we did those, and then we can move on over to the candle.
I will say we're about halfway through our time, so
Yeah.
just giving you a marker as you proceed forward.
Yeah, thank you. And then lastly was just behind the scenes there. But we can walk on over to like
So
some of the
fun.
thumbnails.
Yeah, let's do it.
So these were like some thumbnail options that I
Okay.
sort of added for the YouTube video.
I love.
Because now with YouTube you can add 3 different sort of
Oh, really? Like variables?
Yeah, and different title options.
Huh.
And then it puts it out to like your followers, and then it shows you which
You're kidding.
performs better. Yeah, which is nuts. So the
I'm
one that
locking that away.
yeah, if you guys in the chat want to maybe guess which one performed the best, it actually might be a little bit surprising. What
I
about?
don't know. I would feel like it's the last two, but
It's the
Is it-
first one.
yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah,
as I say
yeah.
that, really, no title.
Yeah,
Just
it's
image.
it's the image and the behind the scenes. I think people I think like to
Ah.
see that behind the scenes as well. But now we can get into some of those Lightroom updates. So there's improved image quality with Generative Upscale. There's editing Lightroom photos in Firefly. There's enhanced cropping and support for new cameras. And I'm excited to dive into some of these photos. We're gonna like bop around today. So
ready
we're
to
gonna
bop.
start in Lightroom with some of these photos. So this is sort of the before
Okay.
that we're working with. I just started a few ones that maybe I wanted to kind of get into. But I feel like I treat sort of Lightroom here as like Camera Raw because it feels kind of similar. And I'm not the best at learning maybe a new interface, and I'm someone who started in Photoshop, so Lightroom to me is a little, not foreign, but it comes second. It's like almost second language kind of energy for me, and so I kind of do the same sorts of adjustments. There's nothing too different that I'm working with other than my previous sort of stream we did, but one thing I do love that has as a new feature as well is color variance. And what this does, it just gives you, if you select or a color in the frame, it gives you a different tone to the image. So we can go in here and change the greens to a different tone. And it's really fun for just getting a little bit more experimental with the colors that appear. So I've been loving this for skin tones as well, because you can really get a grasp on colors that live in the same family, I guess, but that are still true to kind of what's going on in the image. And then also I know within the low light scenarios I was working with, we can get into some sort of like denoising, and then also there's like updated remove tools, which is really cool. So we're gonna go into denoise really quick to kind of uncover more, I guess, detail, less grain within this image.
Okay.
And then we're gonna get into seeing what we could do maybe with the updated dust removal, and then also the updated like just remove tool. I feel like they're so much stronger, and I feel like in Lightroom you can also use it to sort of maneuver like backgrounds as well, which I have noticed, like in a almost like Photoshop expand way.
Cool.
Just shifting backgrounds. So I just denoise this image. That is a little too much, so I'm gonna bring it down. But you can see this is the original. Like the grain is graining. This is crazy. So, and this was the lightest shot. This is the most light we had.
Right.
So I'm sure you can guess how the other images
Getting
look.
grainier from here.
Yeah. So we can go in and boost that a little bit, so it just clears that up. But
is there a
keeps some of the
technical like
details.
explanation for what it's doing? Like, is it adding? Is it like making the values more similar, or?
I think how I look at it is it's kind of like trying to keep the overall detail of your image, but smoothing things out.
Okay.
And so that's, again, that might not be the correct way, but for me, I don't like to, that's why I don't like to kind of have it be too much.
Sure.
Because it starts to sort of,
Get airbrushy.
yeah, get airbrushy and a little bit too AI. And for this sort of scenario, it almost like works because it is like fantasy.
Dreamy. Yeah. Actually, the look I was going for.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm gonna keep it around like 20. I feel like that feels good. We can move on over to the remove tool here, the little eraser, and we can use generative AI to get rid of little things. And honestly, this image doesn't need too much, I feel like, from remove tool, but like they're even just like this sort of lighting here that feels a little distracting. We can like paint over it, and I feel like we can just remove that and it'll know exactly kind of what to do. And it'll also give us a few different options for what it does, and these are not too different because I feel like it's very straightforward, at least for this. There's also, Raymond was getting into the reflection tool as well, and getting rid of those reflections on glasses. I don't have any glasses or reflections that are sort of necessary to get rid of here, so I'm going to skip that, but it's totally good to note if you are shooting with glasses. This will sort of get rid of any additional people that may appear. It's like caught like Kaylee's hand.
Who is that?
Not quite, but again, there are no like other people in the back. There also is the dust removal tool, and I was talking to Raymond earlier about how, for me, I'm using these lens filters that sort of acquire dust and different fragments on them, and so this is super crucial for me to be able to get rid of those aspects that I don't want. Luckily, there are no dust spots found, so we're good on that, but this tool is very good for just getting rid of those, like all of those elements that you might not want. I kind of want to dive into maybe how we can bring this exact photo into Photoshop moving forward, and also Firefly. So I think we're going to do, maybe we'll do this image for Firefly, just in getting into some of these adjustments, and I'm going to show you guys how we can make this into image to video, which is really fun. Because I never really do that, but I wanted to really experiment it with today because of the fact that you can literally click this button, and then there is the Firefly sort of option here to be able to bring this exact image into there and play around with more options. So that is that sort of like share button up here if you're not familiar with how now Lightroom is integrated with Firefly, which is really cool. So I'm just gonna get into some quick adjustments to see how I would normally sort of like edit this image, and then we can bring it into Firefly to kind of move forward from there.
And the brightness is all the way up. Now
Yeah, it goes up, and I like using that white sort of backdrop to be able to really see the contrast to what we're working with. I feel like it's pretty dark, and so the white gives me a nice stark, really stark contrast to what actually is happening in the image, which I love. I'm just gonna like adjust this as I normally would, but I already have it in Firefly, so we can get started. So we're gonna head on over to what I did in Firefly to play around with. So With one of the images, I created this like
Whoa.
fun little like effect. This is not to video. It's just sort of an image-based still that I applied. So all my prompt was adding glowing light particles around the
way.
model. Oh yeah, there we go. So nothing crazy, but I feel like it's just fun, and these photos in particular feel like they could work well with this sort of whimsical feel, because I normally don't ever add too many different sort of. I don't use Firefly in a way where I'm normally doing this, but with this shoot it makes sense. You know.
This feels like very book cover ready. You know.
I love that. That's a
Or
good compliment.
Very thumbnail, or like not thumbnail, but like I don't know. It feels like there's a huge story building behind this, which I really love.
I love that as well. And we can move on over to Firefly and what I kind of did in there. So what I did was from Lightroom, I brought this image into generate video from images. And so I have my model here and my resolution. And then I brought my aspect ratio to vertical because these images were shot on a vertical base. I have my duration at 8 seconds. And then I uploaded a image that is a little bit of a more close-up shot, and then a little bit further away where she's doing a different sort of like hand movement.
Okay.
And then all I did, I didn't even like say anything in the prompt. I literally
Make it
just
work.
put and that's how I work with like generative fill and these prompts is I just kind of feel like what I'm uploading, they read the room like we were saying earlier, and it really does. So we can press play and see what it kind of did to this image, which I feel like is really fun. You know, like it creates, and this was again just from 2 photos. There was no video in there.
Very cool.
Yeah, and I feel like this is what I wanted to do from having this first photo appear to the last. Like I was like, it'll know that I want the hand to sort of end there.
Right.
And it did just that. So I feel like it does like a really good job at, we can make it a little bigger here, at seeing what it does. And I feel like it also still looks like Kaylee. Like of course, like in between parts, like it's not exactly sort of catching moments of her because it's manipulating it in itself. But this on like something, I don't know, like not like it needs to be on like a wedding, but you know how people like have like wedding sites or something?
Yeah.
Like this could be something, a small little like, again, thumbnail like in a corner.
Right.
That could just kind of add to the overall feel. And I feel like if you really zoomed into her face, you would maybe catch that parts of it feel AI and of course, but because they're derived from 2 different photos, I love the transition. Like it feels so right in this moment. You know?
It's captivating. I'm like, what is she thinking about?
Yeah,
What's
like
happening next?
we need more. I feel like the theme today is everything needs music. You know. We can get into one more that I created from 2 different photos. And again, I literally put this together within a few seconds. It takes a second for Firefly to register what you're doing.
Okay.
So it maybe took 1 to 2 to 3 minutes max to put this together. Honestly, what takes more time is just figuring out what photos you want to upload and then playing with the settings here so we can make this bigger because I feel like that was a little bit more epic, you know. And we can go in and like this is crazy that she wasn't moving. I feel like
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's kind of nuts. Again, I feel like the face is still a little bit like wonky at parts, but from 2 photos, I feel like it's a fun idea to even put in a mood board for movement, you know?
Right.
Because like from that first part to the last part, it's adding in those movements on its own.
Yeah.
And I feel like it could be a good, I know I was talking about posing references. It could be a nice thing to be like, can you move like this when I shoot you? Because I feel like when I'm shooting, I prefer when a subject is sort of moving from like spot to spot, and those in between moments are really what I end up using later on.
Wow.
So
That's
I
really
love
cool.
that about Firefly. And then what's fun is to connect this all together because we went from Boards to then Lightroom, and then from Lightroom we did click the share button to Firefly. Is that in Lightroom we can go to File and Edit in Photoshop.
Love.
And then we're going to quickly be in Photoshop. So I'm going to click back to this image where I was putting a little bit more effort into the color grade. And then we're going to select that. And it's going to bring us into Photoshop. And then from Photoshop, we can go to Photoshop Web. So it's like this web of everything working together, which is how I like to work specifically. So it up here, it was just like kind of dragging along that we were kind of working along, and then we can hop on in and sort of, there it is. This is what we were working on. 1 second. And then again, like I said, I'm sort of comfortable within Photoshop. So this is where I sort of like thrive in a way. But, what I forgot to mention too is the generative upscale. So these are photos that were already shot with a sort of high resolution camera. And so to get to generative upscale, all we're going to do is go to photo and then click generative upscale. There's also other ways you can go around it. So it's funny because 4X isn't even an option because it's literally too big. That's a good sign for us today, because I'm like, this photo already feels high quality. But because they were feeling pretty grainy, because they were shot in low light, we can get a little bit iffy. Even though it is a big sort of file size, I feel like generating a higher scale image sometimes adds to the quality where you might be missing from low light imagery. So all you have to do is literally press that, and I believe it uses between it's literally too large. Like that's, so we're in the clear now, but that's how you get to it, by going photo into generative upscale.
That's a great tip.
But yeah, so we bopped from Lightroom to Photoshop, and then to get from Photoshop to Photoshop Web, you head on over to File, Save As, and then you're going to want to make sure you're saving as a PSD and then save to Adobe Cloud. And then once you do that, I save it to like Files and just save that there. And then when we go to Photoshop Web, you can see that it'll sort of be, it sometimes takes a second, but it'll be uploaded here in just a second. So we can play a little bit with some Photoshop Web elements.
Let's do it.
And I was playing around with the Assistant AI, and it was giving me some really fun prompts for this photo. I think because it feels more whimsical and there is a lot to work with, it was giving me some options. And I know that earlier too, we were talking about how in some instances it was telling us about showing us how to do something and doing it. And I realized that it's saying that at the bottom here. So it's like, show me how to blank, where it won't do it for you. It's just like, this is the steps to take versus doing it for me. So a fun one that I was playing with earlier was, can you intensify the candle glow? And I was like, I love that it's registering that.
Yeah.
So let's try it, because it says it's gonna do it for me. And I feel like if it's already saying it there, I'm so down. And that's something where I feel like I used to do more of those sort of things, where I would get in there, get in the weeds, and really intensify things like that. I would honestly add like some sparks or like some particles, which you can totally do in like Firefly too. I feel like in Firefly it could be cool to like have the sparks like move.
Yeah.
But it's something I don't do as much now because I'm editing like batches of photos.
Sure.
And so the fact that Photoshop on Web here with the AI assistant can just literally be like, I'll do it. And I'm like, okay, that's fine with me. Because I feel like I work a lot by myself. And so let's see how it did. So if we click this image, you can see it sort of like intensified the colors a little bit. So it did kind of intensify the glow by adding more color. Let's ask it to add a mist or haze like coming from the candles.
I think it's interesting that it shows you, it'll do some things for you and then other things it'll teach you how. Do you feel like if you were maybe trying to achieve like a new look or maybe newer in your craft, that would be a helpful way for you to learn how to handle certain things? Or like, you know, my senior photo retoucher asked me to do this and I don't know how. Like, is this like an easy tutorial in app almost, right? Instead of having to like go research.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Whoa, that's really cool.
It's real hazy.
Yeah, I love that. No, 100%. I feel like for me, I'm someone where I've been using Photoshop for a while now, but there's still things that I don't know. That like programs have so much to them, and it's hard to sort of figure out how to do those things all yourself without research. And so also kind of giving me ideas and forming inspiration for me is like huge, I feel like. Because
Absolutely.
sometimes I do see an image and I wouldn't really think to add a haze. Or
Right.
if I did, I would be like, it's kind of annoying because I have to like go get a texture and bring it in and play with the blending modes. Whereas like now I can see what it's giving me and like play it off from there. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
or
saying?
even see like, hey, is this something worth exploring more? you
Yeah,
know?
so we can like bring down. Wait, that's like really cool.
Wait.
I like that a lot because
Yeah.
I almost like how it gave me a really intense look that we can like bring it down a little bit.
And that's editable too is great, right? It's not just
Yes. Oh, 100%.
yeah.
So we can also like get rid of the intense like candle glow. But so I have noticed too that it's when you do ask it to do things, it sometimes changes the image's like
Saw that.
aspect a little
Yeah.
bit. So you just have to be mindful of that, I think, when you're working on it. But maybe we can follow this prompt here. It says make the mist more colorful for a fantasy look. So they,
Ooh.
again, it's like they're in the room with us.
It's like they have better ideas than us sometimes.
No, I'm like, why is that kind of genius? I wish I thought of that first.
Can we have a moment and say how great it is that it named its layers as well?
That is
Wasn't gonna be us doing that. That's
okay.
amazing.
That is hilarious because I notoriously don't do that.
Most
You know
people
what I
don't,
mean?
I feel like. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm someone who I'm unorganized. I don't name my layers. Whoa.
Okay.
Okay, this is so sick. I also, again, for ideation, I feel like it's
Yeah.
super cool because although maybe I wouldn't deliver something like this is like super sick.
Well, and it gives you that idea for the future, right? Of like, okay, maybe not the right solution for this project, but kind of cool to see tucking that away.
Yeah.
And this is something I can come back to.
And also, I'm someone who plays a lot with my layers.
Yeah.
And even if a layer is at literally like 2% opacity, like that makes a difference for me.
Still there.
And I'm like, I swear, like everyone's like, I don't think it is. We can go in and like really play with that to make it like kind of a little bit lower. Let's see what else is. We're just gonna keep.
Yeah,
keep
I'm loving
going.
it.
Add sparkles or glowing particles. That's what I literally was talking about. See, it's something I would do, but not in this era of me right now with,
Right.
again, Instagram being like, you can upload 20 photos. I'm like, am I going to add particles to every single photo? No,
I
but
enjoy
maybe
sleeping
now.
and resting. Maybe
Yeah.
now. Maybe if my AI assistant will do it for me. I'm really open to the idea.
Yeah. And again, like, this feels like a really good spot for ideation. Whoa. Okay, why is
Why is
everything that it's showing me, I'm like, it's giving shock. I'm literally like, that's
giving
crazy.
shock and awe.
Yes. No, I actually am in awe.
Wait, it's really fun. I like that it did it, and I like the way it did this too, right? It could have really added it anywhere, but the way that it put it more in that bubble glow is cool.
And I would assume too, if I asked it again, it would probably deliver me something different.
Yeah.
And so you could just keep it. Maybe we should ask the same thing, or maybe we should keep following. Like, I feel like it's giving us a story.
Okay, let's read.
Okay, maybe let me get this to a point where let's lower some opacity so we can build.
Okay.
But we're
Link up
both
and
like getting
build.
too excited.
It's fun.
It's
I have no
really-
other words.
no,
it's
it's-
fun and it's really cool.
It's really fun. And I feel like photos like this, where there is a sort of element to build on,
Yeah.
really helps add to the story.
Yeah.
So adding in a singular prop, like I'm sure you maybe all have like a candle at home. Why not bring that, like, maybe not to some dry grass, but maybe bring it outside and like play around with how the light is sort of reflecting off of the subject's skin.
Yeah, you chose
Okay.
the perfect photo to experiment with this on.
Oh, I'm glad. It just kind of like happened. I'm like, here we are. Okay, so maybe we could make the candle flame larger and more dramatic.
The dry grass is worried. What are other options?
Yeah, I know. I'm a little scared.
Try a dreamy blur.
Yeah, we could try
Okay.
that. That seems safe.
Yeah. No fire marshal needed.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So
Oh.
it brought us into like some of the presets here that I mentioned earlier. So
Yeah.
these are really fun to play around with because they already give you like a thumbnail of what it's going to deliver, which I, really appreciate because I definitely like to know what I'm getting. So with this also, we have a lot more control. So we can play a little bit with the strength of the blur. So we can zoom in and quite see that a little bit more. So maybe we're going to keep it around like 35 and then maybe we can play with the density of the blur. But that feels nice. And we can maybe get back to another prompt, but it's sort of like applying that sort of filter moving forward. And again, it is naming all the filters, or all the layers, which we love because
Better than me.
No, that's actually crazy that it's doing that. I feel like because now that we're adding a bunch of layers, maybe we want to go back and be like, oh, I feel like, the mist is a little too much. Maybe let's tone that down.
And now we don't have to guess.
Yeah, exactly.
If only we did this for ourselves. If only we helped ourselves as much as AI helps us.
Exactly. Okay, so maybe let's try enhancing the mist with more vibrant colors and play with that. And also what's fun is you can, I haven't played too much with this, but I know there is the AI markup beta, so you can go in and I'll give you a brief, again, I'm not the most knowledgeable at this, but I know you can go in and describe what you want to do and leave a comment on the photo. So you can get in here and be comment on that and describe the specific change.
Oh, what?
So maybe we could try it out. I don't know what it's going to look like, but maybe in here we could say lighten or maybe intensify the glow and then see if we can generate that and see what comes about. But yeah, I just feel like Photoshop on web is kind of underrated. I feel like it's kind of the preview to what's going to come in a way to desktop, it feels like to me at least.
Which we're just hoping. We're not speaking, we don't know for the truth of that at all.
Yeah, I didn't say that.
But he's manifesting because we're loving what we're seeing here and we would love to see that in the desktop app as well.
Totally. And I feel like the more, if you are enjoying these, the more Adobe might see that you're enjoying it and using it and they might bring it. Again, I'm just saying.
I'm just dreaming.
Yeah, I'm
you
literally
can't be mad at me.
I'm literally just dreaming. So these are some, I asked to intensify the candle glow. And so it gave me some different options here. So maybe we can go with this one here. And we can keep that. That is really fun that it didn't name the layer specifically. It just kind of generated it, but it intensified the glow of the candle, which I appreciate.
We gave it too much praise for naming layers. It's hold on.
Yeah, I think with the markup, it doesn't quite go in there itself. But let me, since we have a few more minutes, I'm going to go into and play around with maybe a different one. I feel like this could be an interesting one because it's such a close-up portrait. And so I think the prompts that the AI assistant will give us will be a little bit more specific to, and I'm just guessing again, but might be a little bit more specific to maybe softening the skin or highlighting the eyes. So let's head on over to that. It's right over here in the corner, show AI assistant, and it just sort of analyzes the image for a second. And I know it takes a second, but you want it to do its job. You know what I'm saying?
They can have their moment. That's okay.
Yeah, and here we go. So I was right. So it said, do it for me. Can you soften the skin texture for a dreamy look? Which sounds good to me.
Immediate first choice.
Yes. So we're just going to click that and see what it gives. But I know with me, skin texture is not the most fun to play around with. It's definitely necessary in some cases. Okay, so it's bringing us back into the sort of bokeh blur here. So we can play around with this, but it didn't quite get into the weeds of masking, but that's totally fine. We can maybe ask it something else. Just gonna give it a second. Maybe we could do one or two more with this image.
I think that sounds great. We have about 4 minutes left, and then we can kind of do. Oh, we got a mask.
It's okay. It's starting. So it did make a mask for Jack here to the side. It's funny how it just encapsulated him on the side.
Yeah, that is interesting. You're only part of his eye.
Yeah, we can cancel that. But let's see. We're gonna click. Is there select? So we're not on this. Mask. Cancel that. Okay, maybe let's see what else it can do for us. So maybe we could do how to, because I'm not the most familiar with Photoshop. Oh, it did create a mask for each of them, which is cool.
Okay, fabulous.
So that's fun.
We take it back. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm thank you. But maybe we can see how it's telling us how we can go about maybe editing a one eye situation, and we can maybe follow the prompts.
Let's do it.
Okay, so this one says, zoom into the eye. You can get close in here. I do have the selective.
We did just get links in the chat to your Instagram, and it looks like to your website. So
Oh, cool.
definitely
Thank
go
you.
give Brandon a follow if you're seeing those links.
Yes. Okay, I just deselected it. It was at the bottom.
Okay, gorge.
But we can go to the select panel, and in the toolbar, choose quick selection. Adjust the brush tool so it matches. Brush over the eye to create your selection. Refine your selection using select more.
Oh, wow.
So it really, like, step
by
by step
step,
is
yeah.
like telling you what to do. I feel like I kind of want to play a little bit more with the effects.
Do it.
That's just me, because I feel like it is so, like, we can get crazy with it, and I feel
Yeah.
like this more whimsical sort of
Whoa.
pattern. Like, this is crazy.
It's not a no, but
it's
it's a
not a
whoa.
no. I do feel like this sort of color grade looks fun for like concert photography. I feel like I see a lot of
100%.
concert photographers going this route, but it does feel nice to have like presets. Again, maybe something I wouldn't deliver, but it's another ideation point to bounce off of, which I love. We can go into photocopy. That's fun. It's like a kind of like Raymond was doing earlier with his Polaroid scan.
Yeah.
He was scanning that or taking a photo of it and sort of creating this posterized effect.
So cool.
And using upscale to sort of magnify the quality. But
Love.
this is like something I don't even know if I would know how to create this exact effect in Photoshop. But
with AI
it's-
assistant.
Yeah, but it's
You're
fun
on your way.
to play with the different effects that Photoshop on web is giving you.
So cool. All right, well, we are in our final minutes here. Do you want to give us a little recap of what we walked
Yeah.
through? Maybe your Firefly board,
Yeah.
whatever you want to show us.
Yeah, so we started out with the Moodboard in Firefly, just going through the whole shoot with the sort of dreamy engagement. We did a lot of bopping around. So we went from like Lightroom to Firefly, back to Lightroom for upscaling, and then from Lightroom to Photoshop on desktop to Photoshop on web. So it definitely a
Incredible.
lot of things happening, but I think it just goes to show how much you can do with separate programs and how they all actually feel connected in a way.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, this was an amazing session. You guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I do want to give one more announcement, if we could jump back to my screen just to make it a little crazy, and reiterate that there are new features that have come to Firefly, such as video expansion, image creation, and AI capabilities with custom models. There's a really big, exciting blog post about all things that are new. And then there's also some promotional pricing plans that are rolling out today for Firefly. So if you haven't had a chance to look at your opportunities and what's new and the latest, definitely go check it out. A lot of cool stuff just dropped, so make sure that you're not missing out. But thank you guys so much for tuning in to our in-studio session. Up next, it's going to be Magdiel with his show On the Spot. Always an amazing time. He has the best tips and tricks, so definitely stick around, learn from him, and thank you so much for tuning in.
Thanks.